What's good, everybody? Welcome to season 43 of Spine Chill. I'm your senior co-host here, John Wolfe, here with your favorite variety horror and general gaming podcast. I'm here joined by my fellow senior co-host, Gary the Hot Cross.
Hello, everybody.
As well as our newest senior co-host, Sinobeats.
What's good, everyone?
And our favorite junior co-host, here we have Doug, Running Man. Thank you so much for joining us once again.
Hey, thanks for having me, you guys. Yo, John, it's crazy. I hadn't heard anybody say what's good in forever. And that you said that to open the show, and then Sino said it right after is crazy.
It's a back-to-back what's good.
What's good, everyone?
Double what's good. So what is good?
What is good?
Do we want to talk about what's good with everybody, or
we were talking just before the podcast about what's good, and I think what's good is it's just a great greeting. I'm a big fan of what's good.
Yeah, me too. I guess you could say what's good is good.
It's what is it you said, Doug? It's like a dad coming down the stairs.
It's a cool dad thing. Yeah, he comes down the stairs like, "What's good, guys? How's the wrestling coming along? How's the football match? What's good?
Who wants to play some Dead by Daylight casually?
Can you pause the game? Can you pause the multiplayer?
Classic dad. Classic.
Pause Dead by Daylight while we order the pizza.
Yeah, right. We've got a fantastic show for you all today. We're going to talk about the usual asymmetrical horror stuff. Right. Dead by Daylight has a new game mode, Lights Out. We'll be talking about that.
Oh, yeah.
We'll be checking out, checking in, rather, with TCM, as usual. And we'll also be doing our first book club sesh. We all played... To a certain extent, we all played Alan Wake 2, and we're going to talk about our experiences with it, as well as deciding what to play for book club next week. So we got an awesome show for you all. We're also going to talk about the Palworld controversy and some of the feedback that we got from that last week, or 2 weeks ago, rather.
It was also positive.
Yeah, everyone agreed with us. It was amazing.
It was weird, wasn't it? It was
good,
a bit strange.
I'm not used to that.
True.
What's good? Spine Chill.
What's good with Palworld? Before we start, should we talk about our weeks? Like how we're getting on?
Yeah, sure.
Like how are you guys? How has your week been?
It was pretty good for the most part. Yeah. I played through Stray, that Stray Cat game finally.
What did you think? What did you think?
I thought it was better than I thought it would be. Like I said this in my last video, which as of the release of this podcast hasn't been posted yet, but I said, I was a little judgmental about it. I thought it was going to be like, this like, oh, it's a really wholesome cat game. You can press B to meow, and I didn't think there was going to be much substance to it, but it was actually, I really loved the world building and the environments. I thought it was great.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I think I went in thinking it was going to be like a walking sim, but I was so impressed by the way, the world building in particular, I thought was beautifully crafted. And by the end, I actually gave a shit about the cat. Which I thought was well done by it.
Yeah.
I hope there's a sequel.
I hope there is too. I was saying at one point, I was like, I would play like a Cyberpunk 2077 length game of just this. I would do that in a heartbeat. Oh, wow.
It's funny because I think the game was made as kind of a tech demo because it feels like it was kind of built around them just messing around with a cat and like seeing if they could capture the animations and stuff. But the game, pretty solid, I thought.
Yeah,
I can see what was in the runnings for. Was it game of the? It was like in the runnings for Game of the Year, wasn't it?
It was nominated for Game of the Year 2022, which I remember seeing that and being like, the Stray Cat game? Are you serious? But now after playing it, I'm like, yeah, I can see that definitely. Yeah.
You thought it was kind of just like internet meme material, but it's actually quite depressing in a very cool way. Stray. It's like a quite somber game at times, but also it's cute.
Yeah, I kind of expected more of an Untitled Goose Game vibe, I guess. But
right.
Yeah. You guys have all played it? I haven't played it? Yeah.
I guess so.
I guess maybe I have to play Stray now, or do I just watch John play it? What do I do? Guys, you
I mean, you could just play Puppet Master or some other Dead ASIM if you want.
That's usually that's what I would like to do. Yes, thank you. But I'm asking what I should do.
I mean, I don't think you would enjoy Stray.
Yeah.
No?
I don't know. I don't know if it's a Doug game.
I think I'd rather you play the next book club game rather than you trying to play Stray.
Yeah.
We'll stick to that.
I can assume what your opinion about Stray would be.
Chat.
Which would be you falling asleep.
You'll get stuck at one bit and you'll be like, this game's bullshit. The cat is so weak, dude. Weak fucking cat.
How do I loop?
Yeah. Is there MMR in this, Cat?
Can you kill something?
Yeah.
Can you? That's a good question. Can you kill things in Stray?
No,
Like,
you
kill
can't.
rat?
No.
You can't kill like
No.
you're what?
Yeah, I know.
Cats are carnivores. Like they're literal animals. Like carnivore animals. They're like descendants of the lion and shit.
I
right?
love
like
the
you
shock
can't kill
there.
mice and stuff.
The shock of what?
You can't even kill a fish. Okay.
No, there's
You
no.
can like severely punk people, but you can't kill.
you
Yeah.
you can prank people a little bit. Yeah.
There's
But
cute
the-
robots in it.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil too much about the game, but there's no other animals in it really for you to attack.
Then you can't kill people either.
No. Well, there's no people in the game either.
No.
Wait.
I think it's worth playing,
Yeah,
but I wouldn't
gonna
rush
skip
it.
I'm gonna skip it.
Yeah, just watch
I feel
John.
one game
just
that you
watch,
can
just
kill
watch
people in.
John's Let's Play.
You can kill people in Dead by Daylight, which just has a new lights
Oh,
out
for
mode.
fuck's sake, Sinno. We were
Okay.
gonna.
Oh my God.
We decided we weren't gonna talk about DBD this week.
Oh, I just can't let a sleeping dog lie, you know? If I was gonna poke the bear. Let's talk about DVD, Gary.
Sino, he's always comparing things to DVD.
Always.
Constantly.
Can't
But
stop
the skills don't transfer.
I saw a generator in Alan Wake 2 and I was like, oh my god, it's DBD again. Yes.
You're
so
playing
happy.
as your favorite DVD character, Alan Wake,
Yeah,
in
exactly.
his spin-off game.
But yeah, we could talk about lights out mode if you want to.
Nobody
Yeah.
else even got to talk about their weeks, but okay.
Anybody
Oh, yeah, that's what
anybody else
I
wants to
thought.
talk about their weeks, go ahead.
I thought we were skipping through our weeks. Like John
I'm
said,
so
he
sorry.
played the cat game. Fuck the rest of us.
Yeah, John played Stray, so what are we gonna talk?
I get that
Like,
John's the
it's-
biggest of us, but okay.
I wasn't even the one who moved on to the next
I
topic.
know, John. I know.
I was trying to move on to the next topic because Doug's week was really depressing.
Sinno
That's
was
I
doing-
actually
think everybody
so
will be
funny that
really
you said
sad if they
that.
hear it.
It's so funny that you said that because that was the bit I was gonna go with too. It's like I'm glad we skipped it because I don't want to talk about my week because it sucked and it was sad.
Yeah.
Well, my
So
week
actually,
was great.
Look, Sinno's being a homie, dude.
My
Yeah,
week
go
was
on, Gary,
fantastic. Fuck
tell us
you,
all about your
Doug.
week. Thank you.
Can
Go
we
on, yeah.
let Doug just have his little moment now that
No!
we brought it up? Rather than
on,
you being like,
God.
well, I'm happy.
Yeah. Well, we guess, all right, let's go on, Doug. Carry on.
No, I have nothing. I played DBD. I played Texas Chainsaw off stream. Played DBD Mobile. I did play Alan Wake 2. We'll talk about that later. I think it went about how most people are expecting it went. And I put hours in too, guys. I did not half-ass this. I played it.
I trust you.
And we'll talk about that more later. What else did I do this week? I mean, it really was depressing. I changed my schedule again. That's cool.
He means the streaming schedule.
Yeah, my streaming schedule.
Oh,
He doesn't
okay.
do anything else.
Twitch.tv/running man.
You streaming nights now again? Is that it?
No, I switched off and I switched
no,
to nights for a
okay.
few days and then I went back to days. So I'm starting at 4 a.m. Pacific. And I'm committing to 4 a.m. Pacific. I started streaming the other day and Gary direct messaged me while I was live and said, pick a fucking schedule and stop playing Skull Merchant.
Excellent
told Gary-
advice.
Excellent advice.
Yeah, well done, me.
And I told Gary, I have selected my schedule. I'm sticking to it. And I'll never quit playing Skull Merchant.
And then you stopped playing Skull Merchant. In your defense, you did stop playing Skull Merchant.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to only play Skull Merchant. I was done. It wasn't because you said it. It's because I was done.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm sticking to that.
That's what I, that's
6
what- that's
hours
what I
was
say too.
enough. 6 hours straight of Skull Merchant was enough for the day.
But that's it. I played DVD. I played Texas Chainsaw on stream. Off stream, I played a little Home Sweet Home Online.
Oh.
Again,
Oh.
I've been enjoying that. I want to talk about that more.
I would like to hear more about that, actually.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty fun and it's continuing to be. It's really well populated. The ping is bad, but it's well populated. I'm getting a lot of games, so but we'll talk about that more later. I need more preparation. I did research Puppet Master as we talked about last week. There are people that do custies as Sinnoh so succinctly described them as, but it's not nearly as popping as I was led to believe. So it's gonna be a little harder to get it set up. But I will be playing Puppet Master hopefully this week, if not by this week, next week.
We need this. We need the report from the front
We
lines
do.
of Puppet Master.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can't wait. New Battle Pass on DVD Mobile. For those
Fuck
DVD
yeah.
Mobile. Yeah. the
Hell
new Battle
yeah.
Pass.
Hashtag
Exciting
into the
stuff.
fog.
Wait, does
And,
DVD Mobile have a different battle pass than regular DVD?
Oh yeah, yeah. Like
I do not
yeah,
understand.
With different cosmetics and stuff, I'm guessing.
Absolutely, yeah. Like the new Huntress cosmetic for the Lunar one. So they have like a full Lunar Battle Pass.
Oh my
This
god.
That's so weird because
And
DVD's
it's
like
so dope.
I think there's some new cosmetics in the store. I haven't looked at them yet because I haven't played it for a couple of days. But isn't there new? We're not getting a lunar
there's
event.
a-
We're
there's a
getting new
Yunjin-
cosmetics.
Yunjin cosmetic. There's a Kate, isn't there? I think there's a Kate cosmetic. I mean, I might be wrong.
Definitely a Jeff and a Yunjin. I thought Kate's cosmetic came out last week, didn't it?
Oh, did it? I'm not sure.
I know Yunjin's got a new hairstyle.
Yeah, she's got
a new cosmetic.
She's got her mom Jin bun.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. I went ahead and got it.
I just thought like existential moment. I realized that my week literally was just playing Dead A-Sims. All right.
Well, in good news, I hit my weight goal. I've been like on my little health journey.
Yeah,
I did that. Yay!
Congratulations.
Good job, Gary. How many stones are you now, dude?
I'm 11, just under 11 stone.
I don't know what that
11
means.
stones, man.
Yeah,
I don't either. I'm American, but that's good for you, dude.
Wait, I'll look it up. I'll Google it.
I think it's like 70 kilograms, maybe 70 kilograms. Oh, I don't know.
See, I don't know what that means either.
Oh, then I'm not helpful. I'm not
It's
helpful.
154 pounds, which is actually very
pounds. Okay,
impressive. Yeah, that's very impressive.
Good job, Gary.
Yeah, I've lost 2.5 stone over the past like 6 months. And that's including a trip to America and Christmas.
Nice job, Gary. I'm very close to my goal weight from last year.
Oh, nice. Oh,
yeah. I'm about half a pound off from hitting.
Oh,
it,
nice.
So,
That'll take no time.
Yeah. So you look at us.
Yeah, we're doing well.
Yeah.
And aside from that, I haven't really done much. I've started playing Hitman. Hitman's great. I love Hitman as a game, and obviously Alan Wake as well. We'll talk about that in a bit. But Hitman, I'm really enjoying.
I haven't played any Hitman games, but I've always heard that they're fun.
I didn't realize I bought Hitman 3 thinking that I just got Hitman 3, but they give you Hitman 1 and 2 with it.
Oh, really?
So if you buy Hitman 3, you have them all.
And you started on Hitman 1?
Yeah, I thought I was playing Hitman 3, but it turns out I'm playing Hitman 1. So I just finished Hitman 1 today.
Oh. And then what are you gonna do after that?
Hitman 2.
No, you're gonna play Hitman 2.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna.
Okay, that makes sense.
What happens after you finish Hitman 2? What do you do then?
I'm thinking I might wait till Hitman 4 comes out and then go back to Hitman 3.
Huge.
Okay, so you're gonna play Hitman 3 after Hitman 2?
Yeah, no, after Hitman 4.
Oh, so you're gonna play Hitman 2, then 4, then 3?
Yes, yeah, I think that would be the best system.
Innovation.
Wow, that's very creative, Gary.
Cutting edge, Gary.
But no, highly recommend. It's really good, yeah. And then aside from that, I mean that's pretty much it. I haven't really done much else. I reorganized my Pokemon cards.
That's good.
Okay. Can I ask if Sinnoh's gonna go? Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Sinnoh, tell us about the mole, dude. Who was the mole, and who won the mole?
So, my favorite TV series that is non-fictional of all time is The Mole. And I'm talking the classic Mole. I actually watched the new Mole with John and Gary, and it was pretty
Netflix
fun.
Version.
The one on Netflix. That's getting a second season. But the classic one with Anderson Cooper, yeah, they're making another one.
I'm surprised.
I just absolutely fucking love it. I get so into it. Like, it's embarrassing how excited I get. I'm not going to spoil it because I actually am planning to maybe start uploading that series to YouTube on my Trash TV channel. So it might not be a good idea for me to spoil it. But I actually was on the ball with this one. I managed to work it out. I actually got some of the clues even during the series that they have as like editing tricks.
Oh, nice.
As to who the mole was. And
so you were right about who the mole was.
You employed what's known in the Survivor community as edgic.
Edgic?
Yeah. Editing
That's
logic.
What they call it? That's amazing.
Hang on,
I mean...
Whoa. The fuck is edgic? It sounds filthy.
Editing logic. It's like you can intuit who the winner is or who the main character is in this case, the mole.
Do they mean it to sound like edging?
You're gonna get really hung up on this, aren't you? By how the series is edited. So they can figure it out by how, like, oh, this person's getting a lot of attention, this person's not getting as much attention, or like this moment was really highlighted. They're making like a character arc with this person. There's like a whole community built around that.
I'm just saying they could have moved those words around to make it sound less weird.
What would you call it, Gary?
I don't know.
What would you call it?
Anyway, so for those of you who don't know about the mole, and you're curious maybe to watch my series on YouTube when it comes out, it's like a game show where people have to do tasks to add money to a big pot, and you win the pot if you manage to last to the end. But one of them is the mole, who is employed by the TV company to deliberately fuck up tasks and make things difficult. And you have to work out who the mole is and answer questions to stay in the game. And every episode, somebody is eliminated based on how many questions they got right about who the mole's identity is. But there's a lot of twists and turns, because sometimes if somebody screws up a task, you're like, that was like kind of mole-like behavior. But then sometimes they're just incompetent. Or sometimes you want to look like the mole to throw people off.
Because we watched, what was the airport, the airplane lady?
The
pilot.
moles?
Yeah, no. Yeah,
that was the mole.
Yeah, that was in, like the pilot. I was like, I still can't believe.
Yeah, that she wasn't the mole, and
she wasn't the mole,
screwing up every single challenge. Joy, I think, was her name.
She was terrible at navigation, even though that's her job, basically.
Yeah. Spoilers, by the way, Netflix mole spoilers.
Sorry, but I couldn't believe she wasn't the mole.
One thing that annoyed me about the Netflix version of that show, because I remember watching the season 1 of the Anderson Cooper one, and I remember liking it a lot, especially back in the day. But the Netflix one annoyed me because it's like, after everything that happened, they would cut to one of the other members and they'd be like, looks like they fucked up. That's something that the mole would do. And
there's too much of that. Too much of
that. They love their talking heads, don't they? They love their talking heads in America. Like, the same with Hell's Kitchen and like anything else. They just love having the instant reaction of the inner monologue that's recorded after the fact.
There wasn't enough in the Netflix mole of them talking to each other and like the camera's just following them. It was too much like kind of talking head moments or just like challenges. So in like the old mole series, if you watch the whole thing, you get a feeling of like who likes each other, who doesn't really get along. There's one contestant that for some reason in the season that I watched that they all just like don't really vibe with her. They don't like her very much. She keeps getting like voted as like the least popular contestant, and then everybody thinks she's the mole and stuff, and it's really funny. But in the new one, it's just always like task. Did they succeed? Did they fail? And it's like, I want to see them like razz Anderson Cooper a bit.
Yeah.
I want to see them hang out and like chat about like how they met their loved ones and like, are they sassing Anderson Cooper behind the scenes and stuff? And the new one is like, it's too sleek.
Yeah.
I need them to scale it back a bit, because I like that old school reality TV vibe of just seeing them in the hotel room being like, should we have a coalition? Should we
totally agree. Like in recent Survivor seasons, it's kind of gotten like that, where it's like very game bot focused.
Yes,
of just
yeah,
like,
a little bit.
We'll fall about them and then them.
Yeah.
And then recently in the last season, they made hour-and-a-half episodes instead of hour-long episodes, and it gave them enough time, like breathing room, to show them just hanging out at camp or just goofing off at the beach or something like that. More like slice of life moments, and it really enhanced the show, I thought.
Yeah.
Makes it more personable.
Right, you want to see if there's like one person in the camp who's just really fucking annoying and they can't stand that person, because that's hilarious, you know? That's great TV. It's not all about the game all the time, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
So, if YouTube will allow me, I'm going to post that up to YouTube as a series.
And where can we find that?
That would be on my Trash TV channel, Sino Trash TV.
Oh, aptly named.
Yeah, there you go. Although it's not Trash TV, it's Treat TV, because I love them all.
Yeah.
I adore it.
Right.
That's what there's nothing wrong with Trash TV. They call it Trash TV and be proud of it. Trash TV is great.
The Mole's not Trash TV, though. The Mole and Jersey Shore are two different shows, you know.
But they're both...
MILF Manor was Trash TV when I watched
Trash
that.
TV, yeah.
But come on. MILF Manor is like disgusting in the best way possible, doesn't it? It makes your stomach turn, but you can't look away. It's like when when you drive past a car crash, you can't help but
the Mole doesn't make your stomach turn. It engages your mind.
That's fair. Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah. But you know what? I bring a lot. You know, sometimes it's trashy, sometimes it's a little treat, sometimes it's wholesome, sometimes it's just terrible people.
MILF Manor is fucking horrible.
MILF Manor.
I need to watch that at some point.
No, you don't.
I watched
me on it.
Dude, I watched Sino stream MILF Manor, and I saw enough. I don't need to see anymore. Like what I watched of Sino streaming it was enough. I loved watching it, but I think that sitting down and watching that alone would be like, I've been to literal rehab, and sitting and watching MILF Manor alone would be like worse than rehab. It'd be like worse. That would be. Yeah. No.
Well, I was gonna watch it alone. Can we watch it with me?
There's a couple of bits which are like.
Tell me if she doesn't. If you watch it alone, you need to tell me. You'll need help. And I'm a good guy for that.
There's a couple of bits that are like so weird to watch. Like there's one bit where they touch up all of the young lads to figure out which one's their son.
They touch their abs to see who's their son. Yeah, I
Which is
remember.
weird.
You saw that, right, Doug, when I was watching
I'll
it?
never
Yeah.
forget that. I'll never forget that.
And then there's one
Oh my
heartbreaking
God.
moment where the foot guy like has a traumatic realization that his mum banged his best friend. It's heartbreaking.
Yeah, he's
See,
so upset
like-
about that. He decides to get drunk, take off all his clothes, and swim in the pool for a while, which I was like, that's a coping mechanism, I guess.
See,
but
like, why would I not want to
He's
watch?
really sad.
That's fair, actually. The way we've described it sounds great.
So I'm saying you guys
actually.
are selling this on me, and I'm interested.
the problem I have with MILF Manor is that there's like too little structure. Where
It is messy.
it's like there's no like elimination format, and there's no format that like forces people to go out with each other to see if they like each other. So the people who are like really hot just constantly have everybody trying to go out on dates with them, and there's like a lot of the contestants are kind of just like, well, I haven't really gone on
Although-
any dates.
There is one woman where I'm like, I don't get why they're fighting.
Hmm.
I don't get why they're fighting.
Oh,
for
why they're
her.
fighting over her? Okay.
Yeah, I just don't get it. But
I don't know if they're like spraying pheromones in the air in the hotel that they're staying at. Just to
they're
try and
just
make
trying to
them-
get famous, aren't they? They're just trying to be on the telly.
I mean, yeah. Well, they're already on the telly if they're on MILF Manor, so half the job done. But yeah,
Trying to stay
MILF
there.
Manor.
Probably trying to stay there. Yeah.
I'm glad.
I think, John, you should still watch it.
Yeah,
Okay, you
watch
might
it,
find a
John,
MILF that you like.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. Yeah.
I wonder which. I would love to hear.
science.
I'd love to
That's
hear
the
what
dream.
MILF Kimmy loves.
Yeah.
What's
I think
Kimmy's
Kimmy would
what's
discuss it.
Kimmy's
We'll
favorite
discuss it.
MILF?
Yeah. Well, you know what? It's a shame because we'll have to put The Sopranos on hold for this, but I think it'll be worth it.
And so, do we want to follow up MILF Manor with something even less appealing and talk about the new Dead by Daylight game mode? Or?
Yeah, I think it's time.
I think it's
We've been
perfect.
avoiding it for long enough.
Can I just applaud the transition? Well done,
Thank
Doug.
you.
Excellent
Thank
transition.
you. Thank you.
I was too
every day-
fast
Yeah,
earlier.
I don't
I'm
know,
sorry. I apologize.
We kind
It's
of
alright, Sonali.
skipped the part where we just have an awkward silence and we go like, so I guess we'll talk about DVD now.
I guess it's time to DVD time.
That's what we
Time to
usually
go to
do.
work. Huh?
The
Time to go
worst
to
transition
work.
of all time.
So we've all played it, right? We all played Lights Out mode.
Oh yeah.
Who
Yeah, I
wants to
played a
go
lot.
first? Who loves it?
There's the awkward silence.
I'm probably gonna have the most positive. Like, I have a lot to say about it. I think because not only am I I'm still a full-time Dead by Daylight content creator. Like 90% of my content is DVD. So for me, I have a lot of thoughts and opinions and stuff. So maybe if you guys want to get like kind of talk about your guys' experiences first, and then I can close up. Do you think that sounds like a good idea? Or
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good.
Who would like to go first? Anyone in particular?
Gary, I know you're just chomping
Well,
at the bit.
I'm a 60% DVD streamer at this point, so
Yeah.
I'll take the shotgun roll. I think for the first hour, I thoroughly enjoy it. So Lights Out mode it's Dead by Daylight. Survivors have to repair 5 generators whilst the killer tries to kill them. The same as usual, except you're kind of in a dredge darkness world where you can't really see very much. Scratch marks are removed for the killer, so they can't easily track the survivors. And UI is massively reduced. So you can't see how much progress is on generators. You can't see how if a survivor is working on a generator. All of that stuff is removed, and you don't have a terror radius until you're directly in chase.
You can't even see your gen count. Like, you have no idea how many gens.
Yes,
are
you have
done
no idea how many
unless
generators.
Unless you're keeping track in your head, you have no idea how many gens. are done.
Like it's very bare bones in terms of UI.
There's no perks or add-ons or items either.
No perks,
right?
no add-ons,
Well, you can't
nothing
bring
for
any items
any
in.
side of the match. And the match, for the first hour, I enjoyed it. And I played it as Survivor for the first hour. I thought it was quite fun. I got jump scared quite a lot. I got some very friendly, fun killers that were like not taking it too seriously. They were just trying to jump me. And then the second hour kicked in, and I started to get more of the sweaty killers, like the standard DVD players that were taking it quite seriously, trying to win. And that was I found it quite difficult to win against those kind of killers or like play. They were tunneling and camping. And then I switched over and played Killer. Killer, very fun in that mode, very easy. I don't remember the last time I had such an easy time. I've never been able to talk to chat so much whilst I'm playing Killer.
Right.
Like my brain was completely switched off whilst I just 4K'd. And then I was just jumping between the two. And by the end, the last hour, I was pretty keen just to get the battle pass done, to get the tome done, so I could get my little icons and stuff so I could stop playing the mode because I was kind of fed up with it. My eyes were starting to strain quite a lot. I wasn't really enjoying it. I think the mode is interesting and fun for a brief moment, but I think I don't see why survivors would play it. Killers, it's really fun and easy.
Right.
I don't know why survivors would play it, except for the blood points. But even then, you get tunneled out at 150% blood points. Let's just bring bloody party streamers and play normal DBD.
Right, because you can't bring offerings either.
No offerings.
Yeah. So really, the blood point incentive isn't even... It's like offset by that. Because everybody brings offerings to some extent in the normal mode, pretty much. And most of the time, they're blood point offerings. So, yeah. Okay,
I was using gatos in a lot of my matches as well. People also bring in gruesome gatos.
Oh.
Yeah.
Gruesome gato. So, Sino and I played a couple matches. Sorry, Doug, did you want to jump in?
No, all I was gonna say is that given the fact that the majority of the time survivor bonus is 100% for the Q bonus, like for me, literally every time I checked in, playing Lights Out would have been a net blood point loss. Because if at 100% survivor, I'm always bringing either a cake or a party streamer. So I'm at 200% standard. So for the honor of playing Lights Out, I lose 50% blood points.
Oh, that's a good point. I haven't really thought about
that. Yeah.
And I'll cover that more when I go over my in-depth thoughts. I got a lot of thoughts.
I mean, I think that the whatever it's called, the Q bonus or whatever, is like a good incentive to have for alternative modes, but they need to up it a lot. It needs to be 300% or something like for this. I mean, I guess it's based automatically on how many people are in each queue, right? But I hope that they let it go higher if there's not a lot of people in the queue for future bonus modes. So yeah, Sino and I played it. We only played 2 matches. That's about as much as we could stand.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we just played it earlier today. And I think we had enough. There's a couple things about it I don't understand. I think overall we're not fans of it. My specific critiques are, again, I don't, like you said, Gary, I don't know why survivors would play this mode. Basically, they just get completely neutered. You have no information, you have no perks, you have no items, you basically have no fun as survivor, right? Like, you can work on generators, but then like they took away the generator progress bar, which I understand it's like lights out or whatever, but I feel like that's overkill. Like, why do we need to have that? Like, I can't see the heal progress meter. I can't see how many generators are left. Like, that just seems pointless to me.
Can I add to that? I heard from several people in my community like how, from a visual and audio impairment perspective, the mode sucks as well. Like, you can't enjoy it if you have any kind of visual audio, because you lose all the UI stuff that helps you, or the visual stuff that helps you. Like, it's just all gone.
Right.
And it's...
Yeah, I can definitely see that as part of it too. But yeah, like taking away the generator, like how many generators there are left, I'm like, what's the point of that? Like, there's only 5 of them, and it's not like that many are getting done anyway. I think the most we ever got done in either of our matches was like 2, maybe. I think we got 2 generators done.
I love that they take away the UI as well. That shows you the hatch is open.
Yeah, I know. I think I got hatch in the last match, and we were wondering if the hatch even made any sound or not, because like, you would think it would have to, right? Because of the darkness. But at that point, it's like, I don't know, because they've taken away so much information. I feel like it would have been just fine to just have it be like a perkless mode with darkness, but like, let us keep the progress bars at least. I don't know. It just seems like it was kind of pointless to play. And of course, the killers that we got were just like, I mean, they were having a field day with it. They were just playing just like normal, not really trying to jump scare at all. We played against a Wesker and a Huntress, and the Huntress did that thing where they stood next to the hook with their hatchet up. And I'm just like, it seems like at this point, we're like a week into the event now as of the recording of this podcast. It seems like now...
half a week.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I guess it's pretty short. Like, the killers that are remaining that are doing the mode are basically the people that are just like, I don't want to play a normal match and get stomped when I can play lights out and get a 4K every time. And so there's just not a lot of fun to be had at this point, sadly.
Yeah. So
yeah, my opinion was that it was dog shit. I think it's basically DBD if it fucking sucked. Absolute garbo fucking way to play the game. I said to John, this Lights Out is like what people who don't play DBD and have a negative opinion of it think DBD is.
Yeah,
where it's
true.
like crap hide and seek.
Yeah.
Most of the chases are, if you're healthy, the killer hits you and then you run away out of their line of sight and then hide behind something and you just hope that they can't find you. Most of the chases otherwise can't really get off the ground because by the time you know the killer's there, it's already a bit too late. Usually you should have started running if you're playing normal DBD.
Right.
So it doesn't really work. It's not very satisfying. Not being able to see anything is just crap. It's just fucking shit.
Well,
Sorry,
they
it really
took away
is.
like the best part of the game, which is the chase. Like the chase
Yeah,
is severely
yeah.
hampered in that mode.
What's interesting
I
is
can't
before I
wait
let
to
Doug
talk,
go
man.
ham,
I can't
because
wait
I'm
to
looking
talk.
forward to hearing Doug's thoughts. But like, it's the worst part of Dredge because it's annoying how you can't see anything against Dredge,
Right.
which I find really interesting. And then it's like, as you say, like it's the main thing of DBD that's fun is looping, which they stumbled upon, admittedly. Like looping was the most fun bit, and that's gone. And it turned every killer into a hit and run killer. I think the easiest match I had was a Wraith, because I don't know why a Wraith was playing that mode, but they ding dong before they told you they're there. So it's like that was
fucking role reversal is like the most obvious killer, and this one is the
it was the only killer that seemed to be
So
like,
funny.
oh, okay, it's the same thing as usual.
funny.
It's a Wraith. He ding dongs before he hits you.
so funny.
But every other killer just catches you off guard and you take a free hit. So every killer became a hit and run killer until they snowballed at around 2 to 3 gens being remaining. God knows how many. I couldn't see the UI, but like usually I think there was 2 to 3 gens. Then they would usually just, slug everyone. Which when I played killer, it was really easy. At certain points, go and they're all dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a question. As killer, can you see gen auras?
Yes.
Yep.
but not scratch marks.
No, you can't see scratch marks. The only thing that killers lose is scratch marks.
So
everything else is the same.
Survivors lose like all their UI. They can't see. They can't even see healing progress bars.
No.
And the killer just loses scratch marks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Essentially, yeah. Scratch marks. No,
You can just see if somebody's hurt somewhere, and you can see chests.
What a fair.
I mean,
removal of
gens
features.
all start off with a little bit of progress, like 1% progress makes them sound.
Yeah. They
Wow.
did that so that you can find them, right? Like they wanted people to, like they have, the idea was that they have all the gens started a little, like a tiny bit of progress so that the survivors could like use hearing.
Which
to
the
find
only benefit
Yeah.
I could see to is I quite liked as a killer having something to kick straight away.
Yeah, you could kick it immediately.
That
And it
was
would turn
fun.
off.
I liked
Then it
that.
would turn off.
Yeah. So they could
It's
maybe
so
move that
dumb.
over to the main game.
So dumb. So dumb.
Yeah, it
All
was shit. I hate
Yeah.
it.
Go on,
all right,
go on, Doug.
so-
Load up the shotgun. Go in. I'm
All
ready
right,
to hear you.
And now remember, no one loves DVD in this group more than I do, and nobody wants to see it succeed more than I do. I think we all want to see it succeed to varying degrees, but
Right, yeah.
I
Yeah.
have invested like an entire lifetime into this game. I wanted this thing to be good, and I genuinely, if I'm completely taking everything, if I'm not a content creator, just me, Doug, the gamer, I really enjoyed playing it. I played Lights Out mode as Survivor for 4 hours off stream for fun. I enjoyed it. I'm not normal.
Christ.
I'm not normal, and I'm not okay. Right. So I want to preface with that. That is not me voting that this is a good game mode. This is terrible. And I think that every one of you made incredible points. And I think that Sinnoh made the most direct, clear point when it was like, it's trash, it's garbage, it's shit. It was the worst. Like, what the fuck were they thinking?
I know how direct I was with it. It's dog shit.
All of you, and again, I can't even keep track. You guys made so many good points. All of you made great points. Like the best part of DBD is the chase. Chase doesn't exist in this mode.
Right.
It's just that's not a thing. Everybody, you take a hit off the gen, and you're gonna go down really quick. Killers still have their powers. They can still anti-loop, right? You don't know where pallets are. You don't know where buildings are. You don't know where you're at. Like, the 0.1% of comp level survivors who have every map tile memorized are gonna probably do decent in chases, but the average player.
When I first started playing it, I was like, the map's smaller. I feel like I'm bumping into things a lot sooner than I'm used to. And it's just because like I couldn't see anything. I just kept
you don't
running
know where
into
anything's
walls.
at. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's an RNG based maps, anyways. I mean, tiles spawn randomly. You have no idea way of knowing where things are. So the most fun thing in DBD, the best part of DBD is the chase on both sides, right? The chase isn't a thing in this. Like if you're killer, they're just gonna go down almost immediately. If you're survivor, you have nothing you can do. What's the worst thing in DB? What's the thing people complain about the most? sitting on generators. Fucking the only thing you can do is do generators if you're a survivor. Like, what are you supposed to do otherwise? Like, and so again, me, the gamer, I think it's a lot of fun to sit and do gens and to try and get away and try and hide and just like really be like, you have to take it super seriously. You have to try really hard for it to be fun, right? Which is why this mode is fucking awful. And I'll tell you why. Gary, did you have a point before
I was going to add to that, like, I love hiding in DBD. It's one of my favorite things to do. I'm an urban evader. Like, I enjoy it when I hear a terrorist and like hiding around a generator that they're kicking right next to me is hilarious, but that is taken away. Like, you can only hide by kind of assuming the killer might be coming near you, and you have to hide around a corner and wait. Yeah. And it's lame,
Right.
Sorry.
If you're on a generator, you have to just like randomly guess, like, okay, I'm gonna go hide now because the killer might come over.
Exactly. Right. It has to be like, you have to like feel it. Like, when is he going to come over here? But you don't know unless you're in I think it could be really fun in a 4-stack. I played solo, but in like a 4-stack comms where you're like hyper calling out where the killer's at and stuff like that. And again, this is all, I'm like furious at behavior for this. All right. And I'll go on, but like, it's like, what the fuck were they thinking? Like, the reason why we want more game modes in the game, and this isn't me because I'm a sweaty fuck. I love playing the game sweaty. I love trying hard. I'm not burned out by I want more try hard. I want a real ranked mode. I want more competitive shit to do in the game. But the average player is tired. They're burned out. They're tired of doing gens. They're tired of getting tunneled. They're tired of getting camped. They're tired of the gameplay loop being so sweaty. And behavior has this opportunity for a new game mode.
Behavior just DDoS Doug?
And then...
If you muted yourself?
Am I still here? Because you guys are all frozen.
Oh, there he is. Hello.
Hello?
I couldn't hear anything. I couldn't hear anything.
Yeah, you went completely silent, Doug. It wasn't just me then.
Okay, no, yeah, I froze. You guys froze up too. So
okay.
We all
carry on, Doug. Carry on.
Yeah.
I feel like it was all of our faults. Yeah. So
I blame us all.
So I want more ranked modes. I want more. I love the ranked stuff, right? Like I love the try hard stuff. The community is tired. They're exhausted. They don't want that. And behavior has this opportunity. We got to put in a new game mode. You can make a prop hunt, hide and go seek. Anything silly.
Oh, are you coming back now? Sorry.
What's going on?
It keeps cutting out. It's like Discord, maybe?
Is it the Discord call?
Every time he's like, it's behavior muting Doug. Behavior like, no.
Is it silent? Am I getting silence from behind? All right. Let me try. Third time.
Try one more time.
You have an opportunity to release a game mode to a beleaguered and exhausted community, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
And so you're like, we could do because remember how much fun people had with the snowmen and with the snowballs? Like, this was fun. This was this was decompressing. Yeah. It's like, and of course people are still going to sweat during that. It happens. But on the average, that brought joy to Dead by Daylight. And instead of taking this mode and saying, we can do a hide and go seek, we can do a prop hunt, we can do a tag mode, we can do anything.
Right.
We're going to make a fucking sweatier version of Dead by Daylight, a harder version of Dead by Daylight. And not for the killers, though, because the killers are going to just feast.
Yeah.
Right? It's going to be so easy. If you played VHS for an hour, you can track people without scratch marks. If they still bleed, bro. So if they wanted to make it hard for killer, they should have made it so you didn't leave blood trails.
Yeah.
If they really wanted to make both sides be fucked.
It's mildly challenging on some maps. Like I remember on the carpet in Leary's, it's quite difficult to track the blood.
That could be true.
I didn't lose still.
No, you won't lose. And the majority of the time, your game sense will carry you to where they are going to go next. Like
I've never had easier games as Pig.
Oh my god! I didn't even get to play against like Ghostface or Myers or anybody like that. Or
you know who I got? I played for 4 hours. You know who I got? 60% of my games were against Legion.
I didn't see a single Legion. I heard Bubba's had a huge coming into like the lights out mode because obviously he just walks up and chainsaws you.
Right. So right. That's true.
Legion, I'm presuming, still gets the heartbeat thing.
Yes.
So you are in the MMR, Doug, that's so sweaty that people are playing as Legion because Legion has a benefit in lights out mode.
Yeah. Exactly.
I've heard Twins were cleaning up as well because Twins obviously with Victor sees blood really clearly.
Oh yeah.
So Victor had a very clean time.
Right.
Apparently, it's been an increase in Twins.
That's
a silver lining. Twins are fixed, by the way, as like a side note. Linksy told me.
I don't care.
Twins are working again.
I like that you mentioned MMR because that's another point I want to make. MMR was active for Lights Out. Therefore, you're gonna matchmake with your MMR. You don't gain or lose MMR in Lights Out mode, but you do matchmake on your MMR. And Would you guys know that the DC penalty was active during Lights Out as well?
Oh my god.
Yeah. I heard from a lot of my community people were saying like their matches were just them getting tunneled and camped to high heavens.
And you can't DC.
And you can't DC, and it's like bizarrely unfun for a fun mode.
And this was their like, and that's my whole thing, man. Is like you had an opportunity to release something, anything that would just bring a little joy. Like, how did you not see that this was going to be a fucking nightmare? How did you not know that?
Yeah.
And again, to varying degrees, I don't think that the game is as hard as people make it out to be right now. But Survivor players are exhausted and they already think DBD is too hard. And you gave them a mode that was harder and said, enjoy. And then you didn't even incentivize it because, again, 150% and 50% blood point bonus. For me, I enjoyed it more as Survivor than Killer. For Killer, it was fucking brain dead easy. It was so easy to win that I had to like chill out so I didn't ruin people's time, right? A. And then B, what is my incentive as a killer to play it? I don't feel like I am being challenged. I don't feel like I am getting to have fun chases or getting to have an exciting gameplay loop. It's literally find a guy on a gen, knock him down, put him on a hook, go find another guy on a gen. Like there's no, and I'm not even getting blood points and I can't even bring a Mori. I can't even have any fun, you know?
Yeah, I finished the time and I went back to normal DBD. I think the only DVD's got this weird thing where I think like at certain MMRs, and I think I would include mine and yours in particular, Doug, where I think a lot of people that are playing this game are kind of addicted to the game and can't stop playing it. I don't know, like people just feel very much like they're compelled to play it. Like how Doug, how often do you see the usernames of like, I hate this game, I hate DBD?
Every
depression. Hex depression.
Every single day. Every single day there's people that are like self-loathing playing the game. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's very perplexing to me.
I had a guy I was playing today. They went off on me and they were so upset because I tunneled out a bot. Somebody DC'd on first down, so I tunneled the bot out and they were just going off at me about like, you're no skill, that's why you have to tunnel. And I was like, and that guy didn't die, by the way. This guy got out. I tunneled the bot and I killed one other dude who was a
That
TTV.
was nice of you. Tunnel the bot out, then play.
That's what I'm saying. And they were just flaming, raging. And I was like, you got to get off the game for a while. And they're like, this is my first game of the day. I'm like, this is your first game of the day and you're already this upset?
Christ.
Yeah.
It takes me like 20 games to get to where we're like, fuck
take
you.
The weekend off. Yeah, I just think the overall, and that's what I'm saying. This all circles back to my original point, right? This community is at their fucking limit.
Yeah.
And the fun new game mode that we get is a somehow more serious version, harder version, more stressful version.
Does anyone here think that Lights Out mode won their poll on the survey?
I don't think it did.
I hope not.
That's my conspiracy theory. I think with a lot of these polls that they do, I think they already have the answer ahead of time, and I don't think that our votes actually dictate it or determine it. Because like honestly, in their defense, like why would they let us decide? I see the opinions on DVD Twitter, and I'm like, don't let these people decide anything, please.
But this is where like I'll say to DVD and Behavior, like don't do these polls. Like this was a bad idea because you basically went, here's some bad ideas, here's some ideas that you genuinely like, and here's the idea we're going to give you.
Well, this is the one where I wouldn't do that for sure. Yeah,
like they built everyone's hopes up and then went, ugh.
I think maybe they thought this is the conspiracy theory on my part again, but I think they thought that Lights Out would win, and then when it didn't win, they were just like, oh, well, that's the one we're doing. So, oops,
we fucked up. Uh-oh. Jeremy, why did you think this would win again? Can you just remind us?
It's because they read a tweet from someone that was like, 2017 DVD was so much more fun.
Oh my god! I mean that to your point, Sino, like. When we were playing earlier, I've never felt more like I did at the beginning of my DVD journey than when we played Lights Out. I was like, this is like what it was like when I had 100 hours under my belt.
Yeah, but not the fun stuff, not the exciting stuff.
What's so strange about it is like if I was to ask anyone like, what do you dislike about the Dredge? I don't think people were saying, oh, I love when I play Survivor against the Dredge that I can't see where the fuck I'm going.
No, yeah.
Like that's like it's the only thing that beats how miserable going against Dredge is the sound. The audio is annoying because it's slightly too loud. But outside of that, it's the fact that you can't see what you're doing. It reminds me of playing an indie Unity horror game when you run out of batteries and your flashlight goes out. Like, great, I'm just walking around in the darkness. It's very frustrating. It's a bad UX thing, if I can be so bold. And I feel like Lights Out mode doesn't, because they've removed all the UI and you can't really see where you're going. It just feels like a bad user experience for survivors, and for killers, it doesn't feel like it makes it much of a difference at all. Because killers just walk in between the gens. If you took away the auras for gens, it'd probably be more balanced.
Yeah, I mean, balance is definitely what the community wants.
Definitely,
constantly.
I know, fucking hell. I say the word balance, and I go, God, that's why the game sucks now, isn't it? It's because it's so fucking balanced.
No. I do think that this is a game mode that would have hit nice back in 2016, 2017, but the game's just too competitive now, and people aren't gonna go into the fun hide and seek mode and like play Ghostface and like, shh, they don't see me. Shh. They're not gonna do that. Yeah. They're gonna go in and camp hooks with hunters.
Admittedly, I went against Ghostface, and they played exactly like you would expect a sweaty Ghostface to play. They just camped hooks. They took advantage of the fact that you couldn't see them from fucking miles away.
Yeah, that's
and it was a shit match. Like
you can literally camp outside of self unhook, but like where no one can see you.
Yeah,
like they brought back camping with Lights Out.
And I will say, killers have figured out how far they have to stand away from a hook.
Oh, I still do that now. On live, I still do that.
Yeah, like killers know it. Like even in Lights Out mode, I was like, they're standing just out of the radius of me being able to unhook myself at all. Like they know it. Like I don't know it. I play DBD 3 times a week for like 15 hours, 20 hours a week, and I couldn't tell you what the radius is.
I know exactly where it's at.
That's what I mean. Like there's this bridge of like, I think 15 hours a week plus of a game is sweaty. But there are people that like...
It's above average. I mean, most people aren't going to play DBD for 15 hours a week.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you the exact, the money spot of like, I can stand on the radius, but I'm going against killers that can. They just stand there. I'm like, they know it. A lot of huntresses.
Yeah. Lights Out. It's like... Did this really have to be the first mode? You know, like I've heard some people say like, well, they're just testing it. This is like a test run. And I'm like, couldn't the test run have been
fun?
Like an actually fun mode though? Like
you could literally do fucking snowman races, man. You could have done anything and it would have been better than this. Like just...
if they did Lights Out but took away generators and had like a timed experience or something where it was like kind of a true hide and seek thing and it was all up to the killer to find people, that would be different enough, you know?
Here's the mode I would have done.
Everyone's on Death Hook.
Right? Here's what I
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Here's what I would have done. I'd have made it just double the team sizes. Make it so it's like who has the most generators at the end of like 10 minutes. And it's just make it 4v4, 1 killer and 3 survivors versus 1 killer and 3 survivors. And you're just trying to complete the gens so you have 4 gens over 3 at the end match.
Like literally anything, but play the exact same game, but more inconvenient.
Not DBD. I don't want to have a fun mode, which is DBD, but fucking miserable.
And even for the killer experience, which again, we all agree was like fucking brain dead easy. But even in that, it's still more inconvenient for killer too. Like it's not like it makes it more fun for you.
Oh, it's so boring.
To have to track and have to try and keep track without scratch marks and be like, you know what I mean? Like there's nothing that like adds to the gameplay experience for killer.
And when you lose survivor in that mode, it sucks. You just go, oh, they just ran into the darkness and I lost them.
I had a hacker too. I had a hacker in the game. I had a hacker in Lights Out. It was hilarious. And dude tried to deny it. And I'm like, I literally have a clip of you around the rock not making any noise, dude. Like you're hacking.
Right.
You can't use I or will. There's no off the record in this mode. You're hacking.
I was running by the bullet, bro.
A guy hacked and cheated in Lights Out. That tells you everything you need to know about the DVD community right now.
Yeah.
Somebody was
I love your sweater.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I wish I loved Lights Out.
I just love the color.
Seno seems pissed. Are you okay,
Seno fucking hates.
I'm pissed too.
No, I'm glad that you guys are having a decent conversation about it because I'm feeling so childish about my experience with Lights Out that I'm struggling to say anything more than it fucking sucks and I fucking hate it and they should delete it. I'm very petulant about it.
And here's my concern too. And so I don't know if you share this concern, but like the reception is poor. People are not happy.
Even the people that I thought would be like poggers, hashtag shirt my survivor, hashtag into the fog, they're not even saying it.
Right.
Yeah.
And so what it concerns me is a behavior going to look at it and be like, well, they said they wanted modes, but they don't like the modes, so we're going to skip doing modes.
Well, this isn't a mode. This is a modifier. And that's not what we wanted.
Yeah, because it's still the same DVD.
It's the same game. Yeah.
This was your
concern.
Crap.
This was your
A worse
concern for a
version
long
of it,
time,
yeah.
Sinai, was like, is this...
That's what I said last
If
week.
this goes badly,
Or last time.
are they just going to give up?
Yeah, I was like, that's what I said to you last time. I was like, I hope they don't just get feedback that, oh, you guys said you wanted a new mode and we added a new one and you don't like it, so we're not going to do it anymore. Because obviously we want a new mode, but it needs to be a little bit more well thought out than let's just take away a lot of the things we've added to DVD over the years. And, oh, you don't like it? Well, you get nothing. Nothing. Sapphire.
Yeah.
Perish.
Worms. You don't like it? You're never getting anything again.
Well,
it's
yeah.
only gruel for the rest of your days.
It's like when we said we wanted a new mode, we mean like an actually new mode, not just the same game with
A different
lights out
game mode.
modifier.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A different
Yeah.
loop. It's the exact same game, just sucks more.
So we can
More
all agree.
harder.
Yeah. Thumbs down.
But I'm glad I tried it out myself because I can't really trust
Yeah.
Twitter for anything.
I'm glad I played it,
No, that's
but
fair.
yeah.
I'd
glad
play
that I
it
spent
again,
2
too.
matches.
I might
Honestly,
even play it again tonight.
Oh,
It's fun.
Really?
It's hard. It's hard. It's fun. But that's the thing. Like I said, I'm not the average player. Like I mean, you guys seem the shit that I get into. Like I like to play things that are like challenging and difficult.
I played
Yeah.
4 hours of it. I'm not playing it
It feels-
anymore.
It felt so good to win, and I won a bunch as Survivor too. Like, and it felt really, really good to like win and make plays and like. But again,
I
it could
disagree
be my- it
100%.
could-
I have never felt less than winning in lights out mode. It means so
See-
little because it's so RNG heavy. There's no skill involved. It's just like I stumble out the exit door or I get a 4K because I played killer.
it was just really,
Like,
it was hard to win.
basically,
Survivor
if you survive
It
in
was hard.
lights out mode, it's because the killer played shit. Not
Hmm.
because you played well. It's because the killer just fucked up. Because it's so easy.
My ability to play well.
It's so easy to clean up as killer. Well, I survived as Survivor as well, but I was never like, wow, I just outplayed that killer. It's because they played too fairly. They just played too fairly, and they just lost because of it. If they even try, they win. Doug, have you lost any lights out modes?
Yeah.
You've lost lights out modes
Oh, it's killer.
That's killer.
as killer.
I did one time, and it was like a couple P100s, a P90 something, and a P40, and they all had like names that were like they were going into live mode. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Because
They had,
I didn't lose to any.
They had dark.
Yeah.
When they did it, they had dark cosmetics and shit. And I'm like, bro, I bet these guys
Okay.
get out without me hooking them.
Okay, that's
And they didn't.
that's
They-
an
it was a
anomaly. You can
game,
put that
but
out. Outside of that match, did you lose?
What do you consider a loss? I let somebody go.
Did If you let people go, that's fine.
Well, that
that's a
doesn't
win.
matter.
No,
That's a W.
No, no.
Because you could have
Because
killed
I let people go,
No, I didn't.
and I won every single one of my lights out matches as killer.
them. If you're in control of the game, then you can let people go.
Yeah.
So that
If
doesn't
you
count as a loss.
like you don't let people go because you've lost.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, actually, sometimes you do. 'Cause you're like,
Yeah, there's like
This
four
pro- this
people
protects my pride if I just
sprinting
let
out
them
the
go.
exit gate. I just let you go. I let all four of you go.
I'm gonna let them have fun with any mode. Yeah, let them go. Let them go. Let them go. No.
They'll remember me as a fair killer when they post up a clip on
They'll look
Twitch.
back at me in their scrapbook. And be like,
I don't
remember
agree.
this
I don't
guy.
agree. I
He
don't
was so
agree with
fair.
what you said. I don't agree with what you said about you can't win because if the killer is trying, and it's only if they like through. Because I did win some games, Survivor side, where I played very well. Our team played very well. We had some crazy like. I had a basement save one time that was so
Dunning
nuts.
Kruger
Like,
effect, Doug.
Oh my god.
you stop it, Gary. I'm just saying. Maybe your MMR. Their teammates.
Oh, here we
I'm,
go.
pre-
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
This
I'm pretty
happens.
sure my MMR is higher than yours, Doug.
I guarantee it's not.
So no-
but okay.
I'm pretty sure.
So
it
the-
is.
I guarantee
This has
it's
probably
not.
happened about 20 times on the podcast, at
I
least.
guarantee it's not.
Yeah, that's why I
That's exact
didn't want to be a
exchange.
co-host until you guys were like, we're going to talk about other things now. And then I'm like, yeah, can I
But
join?
yeah, I genuinely I don't think it's a particularly skill expression mode. I do think it's kind
Right.
of deluded to think it is.
No, it
I think it's a stumble out the exit door or wander into a 4K mode.
I just don't like being on a gen and being like, I'm going to guess that they might come check the gen now, so I'll just hide behind something for a bit.
Like I said,
Yeah.
when you play on a 4-man and you communicate, that's where it actually becomes a
Right.
game mode. And so, and what's ironic about that is that they took all the information away from you as Survivor that would actually make the mode more entertaining and more fun. If you
right.
had if you're able to communicate better, because again, if you
You're
could
kinda-
communicate, like imagine if they had even gone this far as to make it so you can do little emotes or like little in-game pings where it's like, I can't see the killer's not with me. So you're on gens, right? And you got 3 people, you see the gen UI and they're like, killer's not with me, killer's not with me, killer's not with me. And then you're like, okay, maybe now I need to move because he's not over there. I don't know. They
Wait,
could have done more with it.
When you say things like that, nothing makes me miss VHS more than a ping system. because like
Yep.
I will stand by, like, although their menu system sucked in VHS, like it's one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life. Their HUD, in-game HUD, was beautiful.
Yeah, in true VHS fashion, everything game related was awesome, and everything not game related was absolute dog shit.
Yeah.
I just had like an interesting thought for Lights Out if they had like walkie-talkies in the game, and like not voice chat, but you could choose from like 3 or 4 different like pre-selected lines of like the killer's on me, the killer's not on me, and then you like a voice came over the walkie-talkie, maybe with like the icon of the person that says it, be like the killer's not with me or whatever. That'd be
So
kind
they
of
can
cool.
get the voice actors for like Meg, Dwight.
Yeah.
But yeah, just more information
Alan
that you
Wake.
pass along.
Yeah. And they could just
They
sing
go blah.
like really short lines, or
I'm a writer.
it doesn't have to be like the Alan Wake voice actor. It could be, just somebody behavior, doing
Or like a
Alan
sound
Wake
effect,
voice.
even with a
They
little
could
bit of
call him
text,
up.
like-
He'd be down. He seems cool.
Yeah.
It does seem cool.
The Wesker guy's really into like DVD. I'm sure like the rest of them all are.
Can we talk about Alan Wake?
I like the idea of Wesker coming over the walkie-talkie.
I'll find you soon.
7 minutes.
Before we talk,
Chasing me at the shack.
before we talk about Alan Wake 2, should we talk about? Do we want to talk about the Palworld stuff or TCM? Those are two of our other topics we want to talk about.
Why is there talk about Palworld? Because everybody agreed with us.
True.
Well, so shockingly, John, if we looked through the comment section, people were in high disregard for our opinions of. I say high. There was like 3 or 4
some
people.
Some
There's like
people.
3
I
or
would say-
4 that disagreed with us.
I would say a vocal minority that was because like I got a lot of the vocal minority at first in the comments. They were just like, "Oh, you guys are crazy about Palworld. Shut up." And then as time went on, like people started petering in. They were just like, "I'm really glad that you guys said that about Palworld." So
I saw people saying that they were proud of us, like they like us more because we had
know.
like the voice of reason in
No.
an ocean of shit opinions about Palworld. We were like a voice of
yeah.
understanding about how
And-
shit AI is and stuff. And I was like, that's nice. I mean, I'm
And I-
paraphrasing, but
And I think the people that were just like vehemently disagreeing with us, I think they hate us anyway.
I feel like I don't have a lot to say on it, but my favorite thing, and the reason why I know it's fucking coat, is like was the guys that would come out and be like, "You guys are all just saying that you don't like it because you're all just conforming to the mass opinions." And I'm
Right.
like, dude, if there's one thing
popular.
if there's the one thing the 4 of us are notorious for, it's not fucking agreeing with each other about something.
Yeah.
And all 4 of us agreed 100%. Right?
and we
on the
love
Palworld
arguing with each other.
We
like,
love
we'll fight
playing
corners
devil's
just to
advocate
be a
with each other,
shithead.
yeah.
Sino's
True.
first
Right,
impression
and-
of me was I was an annoying contrarian.
And then I thought, oh no, I don't think that was right. And then after a while, I was like, no, I was right. But you're also quite nice.
I'm a lovable contrarian.
Lovable contrarian. I would
Yeah,
definitely
you know.
agree with that.
I will say too, also like all 4 of us have played Fortnite together and have a positive opinion on it, and that's one of the
true.
most popular
Well,
games in the entire
The
world.
new UI sucks. Just
Absolutely.
Yeah, right. But like as
Well,
far
Gary,
as actually
just
playing
for
the
the,
game
for the
goes,
moment, stop. Right?
Shut the fuck up,
We're not the hate things because it's popular type.
Stop
like what you
arguing
said,
with me, Doug.
John.
Why'd you always
literally-
argue with me?
The 4 of us have played Fortnite together
yes.
and all enjoyed ourselves before the UI
Right.
was ruined, Gary.
Thank you. Just want that
Yeah.
clarified.
But yeah, so like the concept of like us painting us as like you're so desperate for us to be wrong about our take that you're gonna like paint us as contrarians just to be cool. Like that's like
Right.
weird. If I did things to be cool, I wouldn't play Puppet Master the game, bro. Like, no,
Yeah,
it's not.
up until the UI change of Fortnite, I'd give it a 10 out of 10 as a video game.
No.
And I
And
love
all 4
shit
of us are
talking
very,
video games.
We're all very different from very different backgrounds and gaming styles and personality types. And like all 4 of us unanimously agreed, Palworld is ass. Looks like a mobile game, has ethical concerns. We don't want to play it. It
Yeah,
sucks.
that's
and if you think we're wrong, we don't care. Fuck you.
That's the bottom line for me. It's like people were going crazy with these paragraphs of just like, here's why you should like Palworld. And I was just like, I'm not going to play it. Like, I'm done. I'm never going to install it. I'm never going to play it. And guess what? It's going to exit the public consciousness just like all video games do.
And
it's
not
already
gonna
gone
matter.
anyways, right?
I was about to say,
in
I
weeks.
have not heard anyone talk about it this week. It's been at least a week, if not 2, where no one's talking about this fucking game because
Right.
it's not interesting.
Well, I mean, that's what I said. Like by the end of the year, we're going to be like, oh yeah, Palworld. Whatever happened to that game?
Poke
Guys-
World, was it called? Something like that?
Poke
P
World.
World? Something like that.
P-World, yes.
I have 7 people on my Steam's friend list playing Helldivers 2. I have 2 people on my Steam friends list playing Palworld. So Helldivers is the new Palworld, boys.
I hate that game. It's popular.
Yeah, we hate Helldivers. Let's do a takedown video so we can be cool.
Piece of shit game. I hate it too.
Yeah.
Stupid ass Helldivers.
Anyway,
So,
Palworld.
yeah, Palworld's funny.
Fuck
Yeah,
Palworld.
my opinion moving forward is just I'm ambivalent toward it. I'm aloof. I don't care.
Yeah.
It can exist. I cannot play it. That's it.
I won't play it. Thank you to the people in the comments that wrote entire essays about how the legal process works with copyright.
Yeah, I'm glad they
claims and stuff
understand
like
it because we clearly have no fucking idea.
We didn't read any of it, so yeah.
I literally didn't read it because I don't know what you're talking about. So
Yeah.
I get to a point when I see if there's more than 2 paragraphs to a comment on one of my YouTube videos, I'm like, I'm not reading this.
it's just
reading
funnier.
this, like,
It's just
yeah.
funnier then because it's just like, damn, you wrote a lot for me to just not read it.
Yeah, if I get the
That's
gist
crazy.
that it's not a God, this video is fantastic. I'm like, I'm not reading this. This isn't going to make my ego any bigger. Fuck this. I can go watch a YouTube video about something else.
Yeah.
That's so funny. The Palworld, huh? All right.
Oh, that's our power section done. Good. Nailed it.
Texas Chainsaw?
Real quick.
There's not a lot.
we know that.
These guys hate so much that I play this game still, but I don't care. I love it. It's so much fun. The new patch was a W. It's been a huge W. They nerfed Choose Flight. They have buffed the shit out of Bubba, so he starts his chainsaw way faster. He breaks barriers way faster. He breaks things way faster, so he feels.
Whoa!
more
I'm
free to
re-downloading
play.
it right now.
Strong. They changed the way close encounters work now.
I thought
so
there was something wrong with Leatherface, though. Isn't there like a problem with it at the moment? That people are like overheating or something?
Yeah, I mean it's the same one that's been going on for a while with the chainsaw overheating. You just have to. I don't know if it's like a problem that's supposed to be a problem or not. You know what I mean? I don't know if it's one of those like if it's a bug or if it's not a bug, but that situation we had before where you would like do an overhead and then if you swung too much right after you'd overheat every time, it's doing that again. So you have to be like,
so is that a bug or?
I don't know if it's supposed to be. I don't know if it's as intended or not. I haven't heard anything.
It's not enjoyable to experience. So I don't know if it's a bug, but it doesn't feel good.
Right.
It feels bad. It feels bad. Yeah.
Also, has it made the game faster after the update? I've heard
You mean,
people
like,
say that the matches
the
are getting even
pacing?
quicker now, where it's just like either they escape from the basement and do the fuse like super quickly, or they just get murdered very quickly.
I haven't noticed any pacing changes for the most part. I mean, it's been fast for like months. Like they always wake up Grandpa immediately.
When did it
I'm
come
seeing
out?
multiple people now talking about on the Reddits like the game is even quicker somehow with these changes.
I don't know why it would be though. I don't know why it would because Leatherface is stronger in the basement. The close
both
encounter.
sides.
So the change is the close encounters. You know, remember when you would lock up the family and the victim, and they do a close encounter. If a second family came and hit, they'd get an instant kill.
Mm-hmm.
They've changed that to where you don't get an instant kill. You still do damage, but it's your normal damage. And if you get enough damage to kill them during the close encounter, then you get the kill. Which I don't know if it's bugged or what, but I've never killed them while they were in a close encounter. So it feels really bad. It feels as family, it feels really bad.
That was one of the few things that felt good was when you worked as a duo to get a kill because someone got into a close encounter. That's gone.
And close encounters felt like high risk, high reward, right? Because you do the close encounter, and if they're alone, you get away for free, basically. And if there's 2 family there, you die. So it's like now it's just reward. There's no risk. You're fine. You're just fine.
What a bizarre change.
You can just lock up, and then 2 people are beating the shit out of you, and you're just locked up, and then you run away.
Then you jump down a well.
And jump down a well, and it's fine. So I don't like that change at all. But I played today for a few hours, and I think I saw a total of like 4, maybe 5 PC players other than myself. Mostly.
So where's the
console,
W part of this update, Doug?
It feels better to play family. It's fun.
Apart from the grappling.
I like the Leatherface changes a lot.
Okay.
And yeah, they fixed a lot of bugs. I mean, I don't know, it felt like a W to me. Oh, maybe
They also hired a community manager finally, I saw.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a few days ago, I think.
Is he going to tell us we're all fucking stupid if we complain about the game? Or
I was about to say, like, W update perhaps, but still gun shit. Gun.
Well, but
Gun
now
of,
they have
like,
a new face of the company that's going to interact.
Great.
With the
I
community.
still think that the background of the company are a bunch of assholes. So
Can I?
Like-
well, can I say though that is a positive as well. If they're hiring a community manager, that kind of bodes well for the future of the game, rather than because they said they've got content planned through August, right?
Yeah.
I mean, is
Well,
this
new
community
content
manager on,
creator,
like,
new content,
a 6 month
community manager.
contract, or
If I say new community manager, I hope the experience is helpful because in August they plan on getting rid of you.
I mean, yeah, I don't know how permanent this position is, but
I hope
it kind of seems like they would have wanted that, 6 months ago. So it's a little too little.
I agree that they're late, but hopefully it's not too little. Hopefully they hired a community manager because they're planning on moving through August.
But like the thing is like, are you? The thing they hired a community manager, but it's like, does this mean that the gun media devs are going to stop quote tweeting just randos and dunking on them, or are they going to still keep doing that? Because if they're going to keep doing that, then
Yeah, is Matt going to stop tweeting?
That's going to make their community manager's job a lot fucking harder if they keep doing that.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see. I guess only time will tell.
Like I think it's so unfortunate because like I want to root for them so badly because I love the concept. I was so on board with it, but they've just created this ill feeling that I just really kind of want them to flop.
Well,
I want them to eat some humble pie because I just hate how arrogant they've come across.
Well, I think that it's on a downward spiral, but we'll check in at the end of the year and see what happens.
Who was right?
Between who?
I remember John saying about like who's gonna be right at the end of this, and it was.
Huh?
Well, John, you shit all over it. You're like, this game will be dead because of the Halloween update. The lack of.
Oh,
the
right.
lack thereof.
And I was like, let's check in a year from now. That's what I'm saying to everybody.
Yeah.
Because there were some
Halloween
salty
next
people
year.
in the comments that were just like, you didn't give this game a chance. It's thriving. And I was like, yeah, we'll see.
Oh, one more thing before we move on. Did they change Danny?
Yeah, they did change the instant study. Now, I can't remember the details, but he functions the same way. The game mechanic, the tamper mechanic is still a thing, but it's just harder to instant tamper, so you can't just like get out and immediately open an exit for 7.5 minutes.
Yeah, I'm sure like the 1,400 people watching it on Twitch will probably notice the changes.
That's pretty good. That's a big number for them.
Oh, number friend.
Moving on.
Number friend.
Ooh.
Number friend.
Oh.
Alan Wake 2.
Yeah, it's book club. It's book club.
Let's
time.
fucking do it. I'm very excited.
I almost feel like there should be like a jingle here. It's time for the book club.
Do you know what?
Club.
We could ask Tally. Tally can make a
Does
jingle.
Tally have musical talent?
He makes jingles.
No. He's made 2 good jingles and like 40 bad ones, and the good ones are real good because the Our Man Bags one has made me a lot of money on stream. But the problem with Tally's jingles are very feast or famine, and there's a lot more famine.
I will work with Tally.
Damn.
Let me work with him. I'll come up with something with him.
Yep.
Oh, you think your creativity is going to be the difference?
I think me and Tally together are just
okay.
Perfect.
Well, whatever you can come up with, just get back to us, I guess.
John will be eagerly awaiting the MP3
to not use something.
Copy
the
and paste
Discord,
the
yes.
MP3 into the project file.
So, Alan Wake 2. Who wants to go first? I will say...
Doug just sank in his chair for you viewers that can't see it right now, almost to the point where we can't see him anymore. We know that you haven't played a lot of it, Doug. Come back. There's no hiding.
I played hours, bro.
Hours?
No, more than hours. I finished multiple chapters, bro.
I'd be happy to jump in and just say like how I feel about it.
Okay, before we do,
let Gary go first.
Obviously, spoilers for Alan Wake 2.
Yes.
Just for anyone that hasn't played it or hasn't finished it, we're going to be talking spoilers, so.
Yeah. Ideally, I don't want spoilers for the ending.
No, anything that you guys haven't played, I won't say anything about.
Okay, I appreciate that, because I've got notes here. I wrote notes whilst I was playing it.
Just real quick, can we also avoid any spoilers from after the intro? Because I don't want anything spoiled either.
So we're going to only talk about the intro.
Just the intro.
Okay.
I played more than
my opinion of the game is very high. I loved it. There was so much. I don't know where to start really. The UI, if I could just like chuck that in, I thought that was superb. I really liked the font choice for when the chapters changed, when it was like bold and that just really caught my attention, made me very happy. The graphics and the voice acting and the animations in particular, I thought were really superb.
Yeah.
The mind map of the case thing, I really wanted to talk about as well. So I mean, Doug, you've got that to that point, right? Where Saga's
I've gotten to that. Yes, I've gotten to that. That's like a key. It's like 4 minutes into the game, right?
The mind map thing, I find to be very engaging. I quite enjoy piecing together the map. I like looking at a clue and having to place it into its position and then figure out what I need to do next. I think sometimes it gets a little bit irritating when I've got a lot of clues I need to put on the board because I've just kind of enjoyed the game for a bit and then come back to it and like, I already know what I'm doing, but fine, we'll just put all this in so it can tell me what I need to do.
They overdo it. Like every single little hidden stash thing having you need to put it on the board moment.
Yeah,
you should just... Why can't you just fucking click it and it goes where it goes? Like, that's the thing. Like, I don't learn or get anything out of being like, well, do I drag it to this stupid yellow thing or to this stupid yellow thing? Like,
I can tell Doug's gonna give it a 10 out of 10.
No! I
actually agree. That was one of my main criticisms of the game is that I don't understand why we had to put every single little thing on the board. Especially since, like, if you progress in the game far enough, she'll just automatically do it for you if it's been enough time.
That always annoyed me because it did make it feel like I wasted my time doing all the shit beforehand.
Well, I think kind of the point of the board to a certain extent is to like make sure that you're keeping up with the story because it does get kind of complicated and there's a lot of characters, a lot of moving parts, and they want to make sure that you piece it together like, this and that, I see, rather than, just moving through the game assuming that you know what's going on. So I kind of get it, but I still felt like they got too granular with it. Yeah,
because I dig the case file idea, and I dig the photographs, and I dig like the manuscripts, like where you like the letters where you get to listen to it and stuff like that. All the stuff, like to me, and again, this is gonna be weird, but for me, it's like world building, right? And you're like, okay, I'm really starting.
Totally,
I'm getting immersed, but then like it feels like a fucking chore when I'm like, I just want to move on. I want the little yellow dot to go away, but I can't figure out where this picture goes on the board. Like I already understand. I understand the story, man. Like, just let me click on it and it goes to the place. That's all I'm saying.
I wanted the board to be more like... So there's two kind of major mechanics when you're playing a saga in particular. There's the two major mechanics of the Mind Palace, or whatever it's called. I always get it wrong.
That's right.
There's the board where you put the dots together, and then there's the profiling. But the profiling is like, you don't really even necessarily interview the person a lot. It's like you ask her a few questions, and then you like click on them inside the Mind Palace, and she like suddenly has like this kind of conversation in her head where they tell her information, and she has like a moment of insight, and she's like, the key must be blah blah blah.
Right.
And it's like I wanted those moments of like eureka, I've got it, to feel like a result of putting it all together on the board. And then she's like, these are all connected, so I must have to go here. But the board is just kind of like, are you keeping up with the story? This is what's happening.
I think that's an interesting point because you don't have the eureka moment; she has it. And whereas I want to have it like with random. Her.
It's like she's got a psychic power where sometimes the characters just talk in her head more than they did to her in real life. And then she's like, they're hiding something at blah, blah, blah. And it's like,
how did you know they had a key?
I kind of wanted the profiling to be like, I'm asking them questions and I see in the conversation if they're like lying. So it felt a little like, and then she just knows, and it's like a bit, I don't know. It was a little bit mixed around.
I agree.
But
real
it's
quick
like a small complaint.
Before we go any further, how far did everybody get through the game? Because I don't think we've established that yet.
Let's go from the bottom up. So, Doug, how far did you get?
I finished. Hold on a second. Where was I at?
I think you said the first 3 chapters. Like
yeah, so I'm like Saga. I'm still Saga. I've been told that you play as someone other than Saga. I haven't played as anybody other than
someone other than Saga.
Alan came out of the lake.
Alan's out of the lake. Alan Wake is out of the lake, and his name's not Jake, and he eats steak. Yeah, Alan Wake's out.
Yes.
He's out of the lake, boys.
We've discussed things with Alan Wake, and then, like that's kind of like right where I left off. Was like I'm starting to go out now and piece things together with Alan Wake existing in the same timeline, same universe as Saga.
Okay, I think I'm second in terms of progress. I have done the hotel with Alan.
With Alan,
yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I've just finished the hotel with Alan, and with Saga, I have done the float.
So
I've
so when you
just
say
defeated like the second major boss.
when you say you've finished the hotel, like, because there's a couple different ways that could be.
I just left the hotel, yeah, and there's like I'm looking at the big building that I have to go inside to.
Parliament Tower?
Yeah, Parliament Tower. Check on the missus.
Okay, so because you actually, yeah.
That's the exact point that I finished. Was like I left the hotel.
Have you been inside Parliament Tower yet?
Not yet. I finished the hotel and I saved it, and that was when I had to stream. So
okay.
For me, I've basically done Alan's campaign, but apparently the very last little bit you need to be at chapter, I think it's like 7 with Saga, called Summoning. So like right at the end, it's like I've got the photos and I'm about to go back to Parliament Tower one last time, and I already looked up in a guide how much more of Alan Wake's story, and it's like you're at the end basically, but I'm not allowed to finish it because it makes me play Saga at this part. And with Saga, I just completed Coffee World with all of the. You need to remake the float with the stabbing.
Yeah,
on
the float's so fun,
and the cool little boss fight and stuff. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. And
so
then
y'all are at similar progression points then, but it's a little
Saga,
further than Gary.
Yeah, because I found myself just wanting to do the Alan Wake stuff first.
See, I'm the
felt
opposite.
Like that came before.
I'm the opposite. I was really enjoying playing Saga, and I was like, it went, remember you can use the bucket to play as Alan. I was like, okay. And then I had one of my favorite moments in video game, full stop. But I think that's what, John, you were alluding to in terms of like, you want me to get to a certain point in the game, or you want us all to get to a certain point. To enjoy. So I'll let you go next. How far you finished it, John? Right? You've done it.
Yeah, I finished it. I've 100%ed the game actually. I got every collectible and did all that.
I'm gonna do that because I think I could have finished it by now if I wasn't enjoying it so much. I am thoroughly enjoying exploring.
I will say 100%ing the game's collectibles is not really worth it in my opinion, sadly. But I have not played the updated version, the final draft or whatever it is, so I don't know if that changed anything, but I did find that not all the collectibles were worth it, and you have to go really far out of your way to get like all the cult stashes in particular, all the little lunch boxes and stuff.
The rhymes.
And not all of them like unlock something. Some of them are just like, I got all of them, and then like you don't really get anything. Yeah. So I would actually recommend not doing that.
I was really enjoying doing that because I love having a game where I can go. Well, I was enjoying looking around corners and finding the lunch boxes and stuff. I've been enjoying that, but
I think getting the individual pieces, like if they're just, not too far out of your way, help enhance the world and the story and everything. So I think that's good. But getting every single one is not really going to be that great. I think
I'm obsessed with looking around for those yellow arrows as Alan with the flashlight.
Yes.
I'm constantly just every wall. I'm like, is there a yellow arrow on this wall?
I'm the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just constantly like scanning everything to make sure that I've not missed one of the like words of stuff or whatever it's called.
And then when you find the humming guy from Smallville, who's also in Man of Medan, I think.
The same actor, I know you're talking about.
Yeah, the same, the actor. The guy,
Sean Ashmore.
Yeah. When you find the maps that he gives you and you go, I've missed a word. God damn it, I've got to go back.
Right. There's an echo somewhere and it's going to be Casey being like, there's some motherfuckers and then I'll blow them up. This city's a real bitch. And you're like, no, I'm so glad. Alan Wake. FBI. I thought I could escape him.
Yeah. Oh, can I compliment like one particular thing that I really like in the game?
Yeah.
And I think you'll particularly agree with this. The FMV stuff in the game is 10 out of 10.
I think it's expertly done to give the game more character in particular.
I can't explain the face I pulled and the elation that it displayed when I heard the phrasing, fuck the government, we have bolt cutters.
Yeah,
made me so happy.
Actually, I like the FMV sequences quite a lot. I think the first time that it goes to Alan's sequence and it starts, I was just like, oh, something different, something fun.
Yeah.
One of the oh god.
The first Alan Wake, it has that like early 2010s AAA game vibe of like being very like po-faced and serious sometimes. Yeah. There's a lot of like, where's my wife? And running about and a lot of cover shooting. I'm a writer. Where's my wife? Oh! And it's like it's
not like it's an ocean.
Yeah, if there's too much of that, just non-stop, it becomes very one note. And after a while, I'm like, that's my major problem with some AAA games. It's just like, I get a bit like the kind of overly serious stuff gets a little much. And it's like, I wouldn't mind a little levity or a little bit more just like personality, world building. I want to see them crack a fucking joke, Alan. That's what I used to think to myself. But in Alan Wake 2, there's a lot more moments where it's like, just the FMV helps to see like people having a conversation, or the Herald of Darkness. One of the shining moments of Alan Wake 2. That's that musical sequence that's really silly.
Doug, you need to get to that point, because I think it's become one of my top moments I've ever experienced in a video game. Like, the moment I described with the "fuck the government" line made my face very happy for a moment, but that entire section, I was beaming.
Yeah, I'll finish it. I was just gonna say one thing that I really liked is the after chapter, when they play the song after the chapter.
Oh yes.
Like that.
Yeah.
The songs are so good.
It gets me so much, man. I'm like literally, and again, I'm a big fucking himbo meathead video game dude, but I'm just sitting here like I'm so invested in like this end chapter music.
Sometimes when I'm listening to the song, I'm like, I need to crack on with this game because I'm on limited time for the podcast. But I'm like, I'm enjoying the music.
I can't skip it. I can't. I will not.
There's one
you'll
skip.
I
can't. there's one that I think you'll skip.
See, I listened to a few seconds of each one, but I had to skip them. Right, I had to. I skipped all of them because I was like, this song might be copyrighted on YouTube.
Yeah.
So I just had to kind of just cover my ass.
I will say the songs so far on Twitch not copyrighted. They're on my stream playlist.
I think people in the comments told me like way after the fact. They were just like, these are fine. You can just, and I was like, well, it's over. So
there was one song, I think it might be into chapter 3, where I was like, this sounds like it should be in Eurovision. So I skipped it. Like I like Eurovision music, but I was like, this is not not as good as the last two. But generally, like, very much enjoying the music.
Same.
One of my notes is like, after the first chapter, I was like, song, what a bop.
Yeah. It's just like I think it just really does a really good job of like pulling you in, and like you said, world building and making you feel like connected. I don't know. There's just something about like building an emotional connection with like characters in the game and the story. Like that whole thing is really, really cool.
In terms of world building, I'd love to compliment the small details as well. Like little things like toilet rolls being empty on the floor. Like when I was walking around the restrooms, I was like, the attention to detail in the game. Oh, phenomenal! Like I couldn't help but just be. It's beautiful, to be honest. Like the small details to everything.
It's very well directed. Just all in all, like you can tell that like there was a strong vision for it, and not all video games have that. You know, especially AAA, especially these like, you know, with big teams and stuff. It really takes someone that's like more of a visionary to pull it all together and make it feel like it has like a vibe to it. And that's definitely happened with, I would say, all of Remedy's games recently, from what I hear, because I heard about Control as well, even though I haven't played it. But Alan Wake 2
I'm
definitely
very
has
excited
like
to play Control now.
Yeah, I want to play it at some point too. But Alan Wake 2 definitely benefits from like that Kojima-esque visionary atop of everything that like directs everything really well to the
if I can compliment another segment of the game, it seems like a silly thing, but just the navigation that it supplies the player. Like there's one moment in the first section when you're playing a saga, and it wants you to go back to the witch's hut, I think. And you go back, and as you walk past that section, some rocks crumble down. And I just really appreciated that it drew my eye. And there's later moments when you're playing as Alan, when there's like arrows that light up that point you in the right direction. It's just like there's so many little things that in any moment where there is a bit of confusion about where you're meant to go, the game goes, don't worry, this is where you go.
Yeah.
And I just really appreciate it from a UX perspective. I just thought it was really beautifully crafted and well orchestrated to make sure the player never has these moments of, what the fuck am I doing?
That keeps happening to me still. Maybe I'm not smart enough. I don't know. Like, I don't know. But
not everyone is the same.
I get lost a lot. I get confused about where I'm supposed to be. I run out of ammo and rage quit the game. I do things like that.
I will say, if I can shit talk the game for a bit, the one thing that I would shit talk it about is the combat system is a bit shit. And I don't really care for the combat. It's like a weird, it feels disjointed from the rest of the game. Like it just doesn't feel quite as well tuned. And in the world, like it's a survival horror game, but everything's RNG based. Like if you look at Resident Evil 2, for example, everything's set in stone. You'll get this much ammo from this locker. Whereas in this game, I can reload it and get different stuff from a chest. I can get nothing. I can get health pack, and it feels really weird that like because Doug's having ammo problems, and I had a mild ammo problem very early on when I fought my first Wolf, I think. But after that, I've been fine because if I have any issues, I can just reload.
Right.
Which I do fairly like. If I spawn and there's like an enemy spawns in front of me, I just reload it and just go back again, and the enemy's gone. Like that RNG element to it, I think could have been lessened. I think I'd rather it was more structured. Like I knew an enemy was going to be.
I was wondering if they had like a metric where if you defeated an enemy and you were running low, it dropped something. Because I've noticed that enemies usually don't drop something unless it feels like I'm getting a bit low.
They
I have
do
noticed some enemies drop
actually.
things occasionally.
They do actually have like that factored into the game where it gives you loot based on what you need or what you don't need.
I suspected as much, but like I just think for me, I'd rather it was like just structured.
Like Resident Evil 1 style, like you only
should
get
have
these
this
things
much
here,
ammo,
and that's it. That can cause the problem though, where if somebody's too incompetent at the game, like Doug, then they just run out, and then there's no chance.
Or like,
Just kidding,
I think
No,
there's
it's up a fair, dude. Yeah,
there's a way to structure it where you tell the player should like because at one point I was wondering, am I meant to kill all the enemies, or am I not meant to? Like I didn't
That's
know.
what my thought. Yeah,
that
that's
was
what my
my
question. That was my thought. I was like, am I just dumb? Am I not supposed to kill these things because I'm running out of ammo? And then
Well, it feels like the game
when
is.
you have no ammo. You don't have a knife or anything. You just die. You don't.
I feel like sometimes the game wants you to kill the enemies, and sometimes it wants you to avoid them, and it doesn't overly make that clear. Sometimes, I think it wants you to avoid some enemies.
I think it gives you the option.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But sometimes
like
it doesn't.
Alan,
Sometimes it
Alan
doesn't give
has
you
an
the option.
upgrade for himself that makes him harder to detect, for example. So
Yeah.
I was like, okay, so sometimes they're thinking like there's too many people, you should run.
Yeah, for like Alan's sections in particular, it's like if you try to fight every single shadow person you see, you're gonna be out of ammo instantly. So
I'm killing them all.
Some of the shadows just say like I'm drowning a lot, and they kind of get a bit close to you, and then some of the shadows are deliberately aggressive and they like attack you, and it's it takes a little while to kind of get the feeling of like, is this one I have to care about, or is this one that just
there's
is there?
sometimes where like you'll clear the area and then suddenly you've got 3 enemies that like are quick stabby ones, and they're just you've got to deal with them, and like I don't think it always like that's a fight you can't avoid.
John,
like,
did you find a shotgun as Alan?
I did.
I got shotgun shells, and I'm at the end of his campaign, and I never found a shotgun. So
You didn't find the shotgun?
Whoops.
That's at the hotel before you go in there.
Yeah,
There's
it's on the terrace or whatever outside.
Shit. I've been fine because I just headshot them. But
that's in my greatest fear. As soon as I found Saga's shotgun, I was like, oh god, I have to keep an eye out for guns. I did find a crossbow. Her crossbow is fucking dope.
The crossbow's awesome. You can retrieve the ammo from it. So.
Yeah, it's so strong. Like wolves are no longer a problem. They're one shot, one kill.
When I first picked up, I was like, "Oh, is this going to be like Resident Evil, where you find this kind of slightly weird weapon that's kind of crap, and you've already got better guns?" And then I like used it for that one boss fight against the 2 shadows, where there's like the one in the distance and the one with the shotgun close, and I was like, "Holy shit, this is great!" Actually, the crossbow slaps.
Especially because like I don't know if you're doing it, where I'm like hunting for all the lunchboxes. When you get 2 bolts in that crossbow. Oh, and the extra damage from holding it down.
The double bolts, yeah.
Oh, that thing's a beast.
Calm down, Gary.
Gary. It's so strong.
Gary. Bordering on the obscene at the moment.
Yeah. I just love a good, strong weapon.
This guy's a lot of bullets in it.
Yeah.
I'm playing Blitz. Generally, like, I have a very high opinion of the game.
Did you, funnily enough, John... Oh, the bug.
I want to shit talk the bug. There is a bug in the game at the moment, which I know you've experienced it, Sin. I don't know if you've experienced it, Doug.
I had a lot.
Where you examine an item and you can't back out of it, and it's fucking me off. I am losing 10, 15, 20 minutes sometimes in progress because I can't back out of examining an item without closing the game.
Right.
Yeah, I had a bug where I was working on the board in the vision land or whatever.
Vision Quest.
Then when I came out of my vision, it was just like everything was blurry and I couldn't, all my UI was blurry and gone, but like I was moving around and I could like shoot my gun and stuff, but like I had to actually reload the game and I lost 30 minutes probably worth of progress on that because I couldn't do anything. I was like, I can't interact with anything. I can't see. My camera wouldn't move no matter what I was doing. I was moving around. My camera would not move, but my character was moving and shooting the gun and doing all that. So I was pretty frustrated by that.
Hmm.
And
Yeah,
that
it
wasn't
difficult for me.
It wasn't even on examining an item. That was just literally exiting out of my court-appointed photograph matching game, right? And then I'm like, okay, now I get to play the game again, and then I can't. That made me very upset.
Damn. Yeah, I didn't have. I had a relatively bug-free experience when I played, but it was a few months ago. So
I think it's a recent bug when one of the
Yeah.
more recent updates. Because I googled it to try and see what the issue was, and it's very new.
Right.
Yeah, it makes sense. It wasn't like that's not like a game breaker or a deal breaker.
Yeah, it's unfortunate timing, but I muddled through. It's okay.
Can I comment on one more thing before you jump into now?
Yes.
I just really want to say like how happy I was when I was playing it, and I saw Casey, and I immediately thought that's Agent Smith, and then he referred to Saga as Mr. Anderson, and I just lost my mind.
Yeah.
And I actually wrote down my quote. Saga and Agent Smith, and her surname is Anderson. Fuck off. 10 out of 10.
The bar was high.
You wrote down your reaction.
Fuck off.
This
game's brilliant.
Are you telling me Mrs. Anderson?
I thought the
Mr.
quote was
Smith?
funny because I said it out loud, and I thought it was so funny that I wrote it down.
They made a
on a
reference
second.
to one of the most popular pieces of media in
Then
recent times.
Then later on, you're
Wait a
Alan, and
tick.
you get like a call on the phone. He's like, "You need to go here." I was like, "Oh, it's Morpheus on the other side of the phone. This is great."
It's like I'm live watching the Hot Cross on Twitch right now.
Oh.
Next, he'll be telling us about how he's going to get a pizza tonight, chat,
I already had
for
it. Oh,
about 2 hours.
He had it.
that was my stream today. Oh, good shit, wasn't it, Zeno?
Yes, it was riveting to hear you contemplate whether you should get a pizza.
I think I've heard more about Gary's pizza today than I have from my own child. So
What I was going to say is, it's
Hang on,
funny
one more
that
thing.
I swear to God, I'm gonna order a pizza and I'm gonna drive over to your house. I'm gonna cram that pizza down your throat so you shut up for 5 minutes, Gary.
Don't threaten me.
he's already had a pizza, so no, he doesn't want another one.
Yeah, break that diet. When you said it felt like it had a Kojima, like an auteur has helped with the artistic direction,
Yeah.
and that's one of the reasons why Alan Wake 2 has this like, there's this competency about the way it is expressed to you that makes it more engaging. There's times where I was playing it and I was doing like the whole transferring between the worlds thing as Alan that you do with his board, and I was like, I kind of wish Remedy was making the Silent Hill 2 remake a little bit. There was times where I was like, they could maybe do a quite good job of that.
No, I had the same thoughts when I was playing through Alan Wake 2. I stopped multiple times and I was like, this is like the best Silent Hill game of the past like 15, 20 years, arguably.
Yeah.
Because like it's not exactly the same in a lot of ways, but it has the same kind of vibe to it. This like other world and, you know, this mysterious town, this mysterious lake and all this stuff. I mean, it's got all the elements to it. But yeah, I completely agree with you that Remedy really enhances the experience with their game direction. And I would love to see a take from them for Silent Hill 2, for example.
Yeah, it's like compared to Bloober Team, unfortunately, which
Team,
my hopes
yeah.
are not super high at the moment.
Yeah. Well, especially after that combat gameplay trailer where he's got a little 22 pea shooter in that thing.
Yeah.
Pop, pop. Shooting the nurses with a BB gun over there.
Right. Yeah.
That's an interesting point because, like, I will say I'm loving Alan Wake 2. I genuinely think it's going to become one of my favorite games I've ever played. That musical section made me so happy.
Yeah, so yeah, we should talk about the Herald of Darkness a bit because, like, I don't know how spoiler free you guys went into that, Gary and Sino, but
I had no idea it was coming.
I had no idea it was coming at all, and so it just started, and I was like, "Huh?" And then it went on and on and on and on and on and on, and I was like, "This is." I think right after I finished it, I went downstairs and I like put it on a little thumb drive, and I was like, "Kimmy, you need to see this." And then I showed it to her. I was like, "I know you're thinking about playing Alan Wake 2 because you played the first one, but like, I'm sorry, I need somebody else to see this because I had no idea it was coming, and it was like,
Well, now I'm
really
upset because I wish I had experienced the Herald of Darkness before the Game Awards, because when they performed at the Game Awards, that must have been such a triumphant moment.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I knew
That's a
people
shame.
like the music in the game, but I didn't really make the connection.
Yeah.
because like when I got to that point, I love Saga. I actually think I'm gonna buy her skin in DBD because I love her as a character. I was like, I think I preferred her to Alan Wake when I was like playing the game. Like I was like, I just think she's a better character. I think she's really interesting. I like her story. I think she's just great.
I like Melanie Liber does a great job playing her too. She did a standout performance.
Yeah, I'm so impressed by her. And I was like, Alan's like a little bit plain to me. And then I got to that bit, and I just went, oh, they're on par. They're both excellent. Like I was it just completely slammed me in the middle. I was like, they're both doing an excellent job. I just want to play whatever games they appear in from now on. I hope they both just thrive because they've done such an excellent job, both of them. That whole section, I can't explain how big my smile was. The reason I'm in such a good mood today is because of that and alcohol, but also because of that.
How recently did you get to that part? Yesterday?
That was today.
Oh, today.
Okay.
Oh, you're just today? Oh my god.
Yeah, that was like I woke up this morning. I had breakfast, and it was raining outside, so I didn't go for a walk. I was like, I'll play Alan Wake, and I beat the boss, the two guys, and Mulligan and the other one, and then I was like, okay, and then it reminded me to play Alan. I was like, fine, I'll play Alan, even though I'm enjoying Saga. I'll play Alan, and then that bit happened, and then I've just been buzzing all day because it was just so.
It's really well
electrifying.
done. Yeah,
I want to say that's
what I'm saying. Like because they're okay with occasionally adding some comedy, some brevity, a little humor. The FMV allowing you to make a connection to actors who are acting in a role, it helps the game have a bit more personality and color in life than if it was just like you spend most of your time crouched behind boxes and then going out and shooting the guy and then looking at your inventory, which I love the game side of it too, but I just think that's why it's like it sticks with people, and it's like it's that occasionally it breaks up the kind of like darker horror side of like, oh, everything's sad.
Yeah.
My wife.
Also, they do such a good job of blurring the FMV into the game because, like, obviously it's overlaid into certain sections, and it just it never feels out of place. Like, even though it's like obviously it's visually slightly different to the game graphics, it always feels fitting.
Oh yeah. Speaking of, the Ilmo and Yako adverts on the TV.
Oh my god, they're so good.
They're so good.
Doug, did you get to see skip the TV? The advertisements yet?
No, I met Ilmo Yakber. That's the guy who was working on the generator thing at the beginning, right? He was like he was with the dude who was working on the
yeah.
So I met the character, but I didn't see any of the adverts.
Oh, okay. They're on like TVs around the place as Saga when you're walking around. You'll see one eventually.
Can we return? Can we talk more about Alan Wake 2 next season?
Yeah,
because I want to finish it by then. I would love to hear more of Doug's thoughts.
Yeah, I'd love to just go all in on it. Yeah, and this was a long game for a book club, so yeah, definitely.
Because I honestly, it's become one of my favorite games I've ever played, and I don't have any. I don't give a shit about Alan Wake as a series, but I love this video game.
No, I honestly like Sino said earlier, like I played Alan Wake 1, years ago, and I remember being like, yeah, fine. It's got kind of that really generic AAA quality to it, but I feel like this game really kicked it up a notch, and now I'm like, well, now I got to go back and play Control because, like, I skipped that one because I was like, Alan Wake, same people, I guess. I just didn't really see the big deal, but now I'm like, I want to know what they did in that one. Did they do any crazy off the wall shit in that one too? Because I have heard the answer is yes, so I'm eager to check it out. And I think that whole Herald of Darkness section, it goes back to what I said before about like having like a really strong visionary at the helm, because I think if you just had like Ubisoft making a game and trying to do something like that, it would have flopped. It would not have worked. Like it really needed a fine attention to detail, and like this part comes in at just the right moment. This part comes in at just the right moment, really calculated approach to it. And I think that they pulled it off.
Yeah. I will play any game that Remedy make going forward until they like release a couple of stinks in a row. Like I'm on board. I think I trust them. Yeah, they seem like they just make good games now. Like I'm so impressed by Alan Wake 2.
It's like Alan Wake 2 is like a game that has a lot of those like generic AAA frills to it, but it experiments. It's experimental and creative.
It's nice to see a AAA game try things, because usually that's usually the indie world. The indie world has to be the one to push the boundaries and try unique, weird things. And it's nice to see a game that has got a budget and is willing to take risks. And this game is full of risks, and it's honestly, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful game. The design is well crafted. It made me very happy. Made my brain so happy throughout. Like, and you know how picky I can be about game design. Like,
what?
Yeah.
I've heard in the grapevine here and there that you have your moments.
I would happily make a YouTube video about this game.
Well,
I'm looking forward to you doing that actually.
Yeah.
I might do it after because I want to make Lethal Company after I do my Until Dawn video, but maybe after that because I particularly love this game.
I don't think I'm not gonna forget Yako turning to the camera and saying, "I am very busy wearing a turtleneck and drinking wine like an asshole."
Like an asshole.
Like,
so good.
Those Ilmo and Yako bits, those are normally the type of shit in other games. And I'm just like, skip.
Right.
Oh
right,
no,
yeah.
they're trying to be funny. Skip. But they're like actually quite funny.
Yeah,
they had fun in the studio recording it. You can just tell. The actors really enjoyed it.
Every time I see a TV, I'm like, F. Let me click on it. Let me watch it. Let me watch it full screen as much as possible.
No, same. Me too. Yeah. Well, good. I'm glad that the overall opinion so far has been really positive. And I'm eager to talk about it again with you guys on the next episode because there's some like as cool as Herald of Darkness is. And it's still like the highlight of the game. There's some other cool parts that are coming up that you haven't gotten to yet. So.
I'm excited for it. Like I'm so glad we picked it as the book club because like I don't think I'd have found time to play this game if we weren't doing it as book club. I've made time.
No,
I
never would have played it if not for book clubs. So.
And I love it.
That's how I feel about like everything I've played on my second channel, which I played Alan Wake 2 on my second channel. That's where the podcast is going up too. It's like I never would have played Stray. If I didn't have a place to put it like this, and so it's like
Stray's a
fun
great
to
game.
experiment. I wouldn't have played Dredge, honestly. So it's like nice to have an outlet for just playing rando games,
And he's in DBD. So Doug knew who Alan Wake was.
Yeah.
We had the connection.
I was like, look, it's that DVD skin in the diner. It's the girl.
That DVD skin.
I will say,
the DVD skin.
It made me even happier. Like it's nice to know like he connects to the main game that I play, sort of thing. Like I'm like, that's Alan Wake. Now I like him more as a character.
I will agree with that. Like I care way more about the Alan Wake chapter in DVD now that I've played the game and like feel the connection. And it's like it goes both ways because like I'm more invested in trying Alan Wake because Alan Wake's in DVD, but then I'm also more invested in the characters and like Saga made me feel nothing the day that the chapter came out. Then I played 3 or 4 hours of Alan Wake, right? And then I come back and I'm like, wow, Saga's dope. And I will play as Saga in DVD.
Yeah. She's going to become one of my characters. She's one of my go-to now. So
there's only one thing I don't like about Alan Wake, but I love that I hate it. When I'm like a little bit lost when I'm playing as Alan and I try a door and it's locked. And then after I try the door and I'm like, oh shit, he's like, I tried the door and it was locked. I knew I wasn't going the right way. And I'm just like, shut the fuck up, Alan. I know I'm not doing it right. All right? You fucking writer. Shut up.
He's such a writer throughout it.
He's such a fucking writer all the time.
He does
Saga just goes, it's locked, and then moves on.
One thing that I noticed in the game was that like you read a lot of Alan's writing over the course of the game. And at one point I just had enough of it. And I was like, it's so ironic that he's a writer. And he sucks at it. Like his writings are just legitimately not very good. It's like super opaque. There's all this like purple prose and like symbolism and shit. And I'm just like, you're not writing poems, bro. You're writing novels. Anyway.
Yeah, they even reference that near the end of Alan Wake's campaign, right? Where the cop is just like, he's not a very good writer, is he?
Yeah.
Spoilers.
No, I got to that part too, and I was just like, thank you.
Yeah, Amen. Okay. It's kind of an in-joke that actually some people think he fucking sucks at writing. But
is it because the dark world, like he wrote himself to be a good writer in the world, so maybe that's... I don't
know.
It's all the meta. Maybe he was doing it to appease Scratch.
It's making me want to go back and play more Alan Wake.
Also, I appreciate that he looks a bit like Kanye Reeves.
We're good. Oh yeah, he does. He does look like kind of like John Wick a little bit.
It's very Keanu Reeves, and then the guy on the phone's Morpheus, and Saga Anderson, and Casey looks like Agent Smith. 10 out of 10. So fuck off. 10 out of 10.
Fuck off. 10 out of 10. Am I right, John, that Zane is also the same facial model as Alan?
Yes. Yeah, they're the same actor.
Right. Okay. Because during the scene, I was like, "Wait a minute, did you just shave?"
No, even Alan makes a comment and says, "You look like me."
Right. Which is
that's the last bit I got up to, where he's like, "You look like me."
I will say too, it's a good thing that you didn't play the first game, Gary, because that moment would have probably confused the fuck out of you. Because Thomas Zane is in the first game too, but he's in a diving suit the whole time, and you never see his face.
Okay, so they mentioned he was a diver. And I was like, that's a weird tidbit, but okay.
Right.
Yeah, like
so he's a movie maker and a diver, but it doesn't play any
He
part.
has a Pomeranian. He likes long walks.
Honestly, there's a lot of stuff like from the first game that's in the second game that like it doesn't really translate for me, but that's like a super small thing. But yeah, I liked that whole fever dream sequence with Thomas Zane too. That was fun.
Yeah, some of the I kind of wish I didn't ask people whether I should play Alan Wake 2 online, because I kept getting told like, you need to play Alan Wake 1, you need to play Control, and it's like it puts me off when you say that.
I am so glad that John, you told me not to play Alan Wake 1.
Yeah.
And you said I didn't need to play Control, and I've jumped straight into Alan Wake 2. And like I've been telling people on stream, if they haven't played it, just start Alan Wake 2. Like I'm enjoying the shit out of it, and I've played 1. I don't know shit about Control, and it's been quickly. I mean, it's probably in my top 25 games I've ever played.
Wow.
Top 10, I don't know, but top 25 easy.
Nice.
Like I'm enjoying it so much. As I say, I mean, I could bang on about the world building, the UX, and the UI all day long, but
Doug, what were you gonna say?
I just think it's funny because the way like people are. Because I have been talking about it on stream that I'm playing it, and they're like, you played Alan Wake 1 in Control? And I'm like, no, I just started on Alan Wake 2. And like, whoa, what? Oh, you started, you what? And I was like, yeah, I talked to John, and John played it, and John was like, yeah, you might actually be better off playing just Alan Wake 2 without starting on the other ones. And they were like, well, that's a take. And they said like very like, that's a take.
It was a take. And it was an excellent take, John. Well done.
I know. I think it's funny.
Great take, John. Excellent take.
I mean, a lot of games, like, in more recent years are designed for you to just hop in because there's so many sequels out there, and they don't want to give people an entire back catalog to work through. So, I mean, most games that come out these days, you can just kind of jump in. And Alan Wake 2
I'll say,
it was like over a decade.
Alan Wake 2 does a really good job of making me understand what happened in Alan Wake 1 without having to play it. I get it.
Yeah.
Alan was writing a book. He fell into a fucking lake, and there's a dark monster.
Disappeared.
Bing, bang, bong. Like,
I feel like if there's something that I feel like is unfinished, I go back and play the other game. Like it's pretty easy.
Right.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, you only
if there's like a missing spot, I'll play it.
You only have so many games that you can play in your spare time. Like
so many hours in my life, right?
People are often very myopic about if they recognize a reference to like the previous thing. They think it's integral.
Right.
Which is, it's cool. Like, I bet if you've played Control and you recognize the references to Control, like the FBC and stuff, I bet that's great. But is it integral to understanding the game? Do you need that? Or is Alan Wake 2 just going to be a confusing mess because it's like, I haven't played Alan Wake 1. There's no chance I can get it.
You said FBC? I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
The Federal Bureau of Control.
Is that the rhythm people? The rhyme people.
The rhyme people. Sure. Yeah.
Why not?
I'm guessing. I couldn't tell you. Like I'm enjoying the game.
The Federal Bureau of Clubbing. That's right. They've got a
rhythm is a dancer.
So no, it reminds me of when I was telling people like they should play Danganronpa, and I was like, you can play 1, 2, and then V3, and then I had people correcting me, be like, no. You need to play 1 and then 2 and then watch Danganronpa 3 the anime.
Oh my
god. And then watch and then play Ultra Despair Girls and then play V3. And I was like, you do not need to play Ultra Despair Girls. You do not need to watch the Danganronpa 3 anime. You can just play the 3 games.
We watched the anime. It sucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the anime was not that good.
The anime kind of like wraps up the second game a little bit. Like, and that was like the only good thing about it.
So does the second game though. You don't really need it.
I kind of like things to be more open-ended though, so... But yeah, it's just like that with Alan Wake 2. It's like people are just like, no, you gotta play.
Absolutely.
You gotta play this. No, you don't.
Doug, you should play Danganronpa.
I can think of no game that's more anti-Doug than Danganronpa.
You guys started saying all this stuff. I was like, oh god, please no. Like,
it's more thinking, more murder mystery, more anime.
There's an unbelievable amount of reading.
Oh, I love reading.
It's more reading. Oh, it's ungodly amounts more reading. It's great though. It's good reading.
Yeah. Honestly, I want to go back and play Danganronpa again soon when I've like forgotten enough of it.
Yeah, that's how I feel. I'm waiting to like forget how it all works.
Yeah.
But make sure you watch the anime before you play Danganronpa V3. If you're an enthusiast, you could get extra things from that, but it's not integral. It's not.
No, absolutely not. Especially for like V3 has like nothing to do with the rest of the series either, so it's like completely ridiculous that people say that.
If you guys pick out a book club game and I have to watch a fucking anime before I play it, then I'm quitting. Like, I'm not doing it.
No, we're not.
Based on our earlier conversation, I felt like the book club was going to be MILF Manor. For the way we were chatting about it. We were all like, I gotta watch that.
That would delight John.
That would be quite the transition going from Alan Wake 2 to MILF Manor for book club.
Yeah. I'll try not to inflict that on our listeners if they want to keep up with the book club. They're like, I have to watch MILF Manor. Are you kidding me?
Well, we'll also be
the podcast.
We'll also be continuing our Alan Wake 2 discussion in season 44.
Because I want to finish it. I genuinely love it.
I
would recommend it highly to anyone at this point.
Would recommend it to a friend, as they always ask in the surveys.
Yeah.
Do we also want to have like the small game that we were talking about earlier?
Yes.
MILF Manor?
No.
Sorry, what was the... Oh, yes, Gary, you could talk about this because you brought it up.
I think it would be good for us to talk a little bit more about the Chillers Art games. In particular, I think we should play maybe 2 or 3 of them.
Okay. They're pretty short, Doug. They're like
they're short.
Than an hour.
They're short. They're like less than an hour each, and they are brilliant. Like you, Doug, you can even stream them. Like I think they would do well.
Yeah.
Like
They're very popular. So yeah.
Do you guys want to try and like, because the 3 of us that have played Chillers Art games, shall we pick one each?
Oh yeah, I'd love to.
That would be kind of fun, like a little playlist.
You guys are gonna tell me what to play? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, we'll tell you 3 of them.
If we're picking 3 of them, this is great. I was gonna say we should play the newest one, but if we like,
I think maybe we should play the newest one because I haven't played it yet. Is it Jisatsu? Is that the newest one?
Yeah, Jisatsu. I'd love to talk about that one, but I think it'd be great to pick 3 separately as well, and then play that one as well because they're all short. Like Jisatsu is very short. Like it's about 45 minutes to an hour, I think.
Yeah, I'd like to pick that parasocial game because I
was going to say somebody has to.
Okay,
and I'd like to. So I'll play. Those 2 I haven't played for sure.
Parasocial is basically like what it's like to be a streamer.
Yeah.
So we'll all connect with that for sure.
Yeah.
So Gary, if you do Jisatsu and you're picking Parasocial, John, I'm gonna pick the closing shift.
Okay.
And the cafe.
Can I throw in a bonus one? As Jisatsu is the newest one. I would love us to talk about Ghost Train as well.
Ghost Train. Okay.
Apparently, it's a very controversial choice, and it's one of my favorites.
Oh,
it's not.
But apparently, people don't love it, but I do, and I'd love to talk about it.
What was that one again?
Ghost Train.
Ghost Train, Parasocial,
Jisatsu,
and
what was it on today?
The closing shift.
Closing shift. Yeah.
Closing shift. Oh, that's a good one. It's so good.
The
good
coffee
choice.
store one. Yeah. Apparently, I got really big with VTubers in particular in Japan.
Doug, I need you to message me when you play that. Even if I'm midstream, I'll stop and watch you play it.
Yeah, like I said,
I'll watch you live. I'll just watch you.
There's short experiences. Their Chillers Art games are very popular, and we could talk about ones that we haven't played too, if you've played other ones. Maybe in passing. Like we'll probably have to talk about the convenience store a little bit, just because that's like that's his most famous game, or their most famous game rather. Yeah. So Chillers Art. That'll be the next book club as well.
Yeah, I think that would be a very interesting conversation.
And feel free to play along at home.
Yes, please do. I would love to hear people's thoughts on those games.
Yeah.
Because I'll just say now, like, I love them. I love them all. There's not a Chillers Art game that I would say is bad. So I'm ready for that argument.
Have you played Welcome Home, Daddy?
I'm sorry?
Maybe not.
Yeah, that's.
I tell you what, I'll add that. That'll be on my list because the what we've said. I'll play Welcome Home, Daddy.
Yeah, have you played Blame Him? Have you played the early Chillers Art games?
Yeah, I think some of the early ones. There was.
Can you send it to me, John? Because like I thought I bought the package that had them all.
You probably bought the one that has all the good ones in it.
Can you send me a list of ones that you want? Because I'll play them on stream. Chat will fucking enjoy it.
Sure. There was a time before Chillers Art made like Japanese horror games themed, where they were kind of just
Canadian horror games instead.
They were playing like pretty generic you know,
I'll play some of those
stuff. Okay.
I've played a couple of their shit ones, like their early shit ones. I'll play more of them.
Okay.
I remember digging in someone's back garden and being like, I'm really bored of this. It was like the only Chillers Art game where I was like, I'm actively bored. But the most recent ones, they seem to have hit their stride for sure.
I think when you're describing it, but I liked it.
I will say with Chillers Art, they're kind of hit or miss for me. Sometimes they make a game that I'm like, oh, that was a banger. And then sometimes they'll make a game that I'm like, that was okay. And then sometimes, occasionally, they made a game that I'm like, I didn't enjoy that one. So,
see, some of them I've played them and I've gone, I don't like the game, but I appreciate the design thing they've attempted. Like I can look at it and go, I like what they've tried. Like I'll take an interesting bad thing over a shit good thing. You know, like they've just done something generic. Like I think Chillers Art, like I like that every game is a bit different. They try something unique every time, generally.
Yeah, rather than being bored by something that's very competent. It's a very common, a lot of people talk about that. That's why I like, when I grew up, I think all these like 7 out of 10 kind of games where they're a bit weird. I'm like, I love that game. And then there's all these like cinematic masterpieces where I'm like, it's okay, but I'm kind of a bit bored sometimes with it.
I don't love puppet combo games because I feel like they're a bit samey. They're all fine.
Well,
Puppet Combo DVD's fine, you know. Like fine's great. Right?
In defense of Puppet Combo, they have deviated a bit. Like a few years ago, they were making very different games.
I like some of their early games, but then they started to become very. Here's the same game, but the enemies this time are none. Well, this time it's a man with a chainsaw. This time the guy's got a knife.
Well, like these days, Puppet Combo gets a lot of criticism for making the same game over and over again. But for a while there, like I remember, like 3 or 4 years ago, the major criticism with them was that they were experimenting too much, and that it's like we just want to see another babysitter bloodbath. And
this is the thing.
Coming out with the, you know,
you can't please everyone. You can't please everyone. Like I'm the person who's like I babysitted Bloodbath. I thought that was excellent. That was very creative.
Oh, it's
like
it wasn't one of the best games.
It was janky, but it was very interesting to me. I loved it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that's the thing. You can't please all gamers, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Well, we'll talk about it more next time.
Yes,
yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, I like that tonight.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
What an excellent season.
Was it our best yet?
Could have been our best yet, I feel like.
Peak
Spine chill.
Could be.
What's good? Spine chill. That's the answer.
What's good?
What's
spine chill is the answer.
What's good? What's good, spine chillers?
And it was
that's right, spine chillers.
Chillers Art.
What's up, my chillers?
We got so many things that we need to say to them now. We gotta say what's good. We gotta say hunks and kisses. We gotta call them spine chillers. We gotta thank our fans in Romania. It's
getting a long list. It's getting a laundry list.
The memes.
Shit.
Yeah.
All this stuff we should be putting on t-shirts and selling.
Well, you get right on that, Gary, and you know how it goes.
Yeah, you contact the right people and get the art for that made.
I'll get the phone calls made. I'll do it.
We'll collect the paycheck.
Don't tell me to get art made. You know I will.
That's why I'm saying it.
He's having art made right now. Right now.
Exactly why I'm doing it.
Okay. I'm messaging my artist right now.
No, but seriously, Gary.
Okay, I could. If you want.
No, we're being serious right now.
Okay, cool.
100% serious.
I'll send messages. I will.
Okay.
Okay.
Here I am doing it right now.
Alan Wake 2, Chillers Art, Puppet Combo.
DVD.
All the DVD. Oh,
Puppet Master.
Puppet Master, yeah.
Oh, yeah. We look forward to the report from the home front.
They're still going.
Just wait, because Doug, one day you'll be the one that sets the book club game.
Yeah, this is my week.
Yeah.
Who's next week?
I don't know.
It could be yours, Doug.
I go last because I'm
hang on.
Host, I feel like.
Oh, that's true.
Well,
I feel like
if we do it alphabetical, then that would make sense. I would go first because Gary.
And then me.
Yeah.
And then
D is before Gary.
You're running.
No, you're running, man.
Then Gary,
then Doug would be before me.
Yeah, you're the hot.
The hot. So you'd be T technically.
Yeah, but we label each other as though. No one calls me the hot.
You guys call me Doug.
Outside of light in the fog.
You can't call you the hot.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Like, I don't think we do. I think seniority would be more like. I think John was Alan Wake 2, right? And then you're Puppet Combo. And then...
Obviously, me next.
Okay, so next.
I mean,
because I'm senior.
I'm fine with taking Alan Wake 2. I thought it was more of a mutual thing, but I'm fine with taking it, and I can come around next time.
John, because as soon as Doug does whatever makes us play Home Sweet Home or whatever, you can choose next.
Okay, sounds good.
Man, you keep up with that fucking attitude. I'm gonna make you guys play Project Playtime.
No, I'm sorry, Doug. No attitude from me. You pick whatever you want.
Appreciate that.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in once again to another great season of Spine Chill. We'll see you next time to talk more about Alan Wake 2 and some Chilla's art games. And for audio only listeners, we're finger gunsing. I'm not sure it's working.
What's good?
What's good?
What's good?
On behalf of me, John Wolfe, senior co-host Scary the Hot Cross, senior co-host Sinobeats,
What's good?
and junior co-host Doug Running Man. Thank you so much for joining us once again.
Hugs and kisses.
Hugs and kisses.
Goodbye.